Hey, this is Meals on Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Buy some silver, some platinum, and some crystallized osmium. And be kind, helpful, and grateful because it's better than a joke. Sorry, I had a little cat inside my bedroom here. Yeah, it's just really bullshit. Nothing special. Just kind of bored. I want to chit chat maybe about silver, gold, platinum, all that good stuff. See what people's opinions are, what's going on. Uh, Basically, just bored Saturday night. Want to chit chat? See who's available. Chit chat. Body. This. There we go. So, how are you doing, Deja Vu? How's everyone's weekend been going? As you can see, I'm taking care of business on this Saturday night. It's foggy out here in California. So, I do have a video we can watch. Still more people get in here since apparently there's no one in here. So I'm going to go to share screen. And let's see what we got here. Share screen. Share screen. This is funny. I love these ones. It's a Bigfoot. Give him a thumbs up. It's from a while ago. Months ago. Bigfoot vlog. I took mushrooms, fought a crocodile, and became a dad. It's a parody. It's funny. It's just a humorous thing.
After all the recent bullshit, the government, the Yeti, almost becoming a dad, my head's a mess. I need to reconnect with the cosmos.
It's time for a spirit quest, Zorp. And I know just the thing. But we have to earn it.
There are these magic mushrooms that grow deep in the spookiest part of this forest. They're not easy to get to. The path is a real son of a bitch.
See? Obstacle number 1. The creek of questionable life choices. We have to cross it to prove we are worthy. No, Zorp, that's the easy way. The spirits will think we're pussies. We have to take the path of pain. This is what worthiness feels like. It's cold and wet. See, the spirits are pleased. Now I'm just spiritually damp. Ah, yes, the slippery cliffs of self-doubt. The second trial. Every step is a prayer, a very strenuous, sweaty prayer. We have passed the second test. I feel very spiritual and very out of shape.
The spirits are testing us, Zorp, but our will is strong. There must be one final trial.
Oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me. It's the death bush.
Ow! Fuck! Thorns! Why is the spiritual path so fucking prickly? We did it! We passed the final trial. We are worthy.
Whoa, look at that. We're close. I can feel it.
The spirit mushrooms. They're even more beautiful than the legends say.
Don't worry, buddy. These are the good kind of cosmic entities. Probably.
Probably.
Whoa. Yeah, it's hitting now.
My hands. They're glowing.
You're right. The squirrels are hoarding all the good acorns. Thank you for your wisdom, Grandfather Pine. Ah! I'm tweaking. I don't know what's real anymore.
We have to cross it again, Zorp. The great cosmic river of truth. Don't fall in, or you'll get covered in space.
Wait a minute. What is that? There's something in the river. It's a crocodile. A space crocodile. And it's threatening my fucking territory.
You wait here, little guy. I'll be right back.
I see you, you scaly bastard. This forest
King
ain't big
Kong
enough for the both
Godzilla.
of us. Get here, you slimy fuck! I will make shoes out of you!
Taste some of these hands, you scaly asshole. I did it. I am the Crocodile King.
Did you see that, Zorp? Total domination. He didn't have any chance.
Okay. So the spirit quest was awesome. Great waste of good mushrooms, but I'm gonna smell like a swamp's asshole for a week.
This is my life now. Trying to find cosmic truth and ending up beating the scaly-ass crocodile.
You know, Zorp, sometimes I think the universe is trying to tell me something. And I think it's telling me that I'm a fucking idiot. Thanks, man. It's a good rock. Way less stressful than the last rock you gave me. What the hell do you want? Can't you see we're having a moment? What the hell do you want?
This better not be another damn treasure map.
It just says now. And it's from Yeti. Oh, fuck. Oh, no. It's happening. The baby. It's coming now. What the hell am I supposed to bring? A cigar. Is that still a thing? I'm coming. Don't have a baby without me. Or do. I don't know the rules.
What if the baby looks like me? That poor child. It's gonna be so hairy and disappointing.
What if it looks like the Yeti? Oh God, that's so much worse. Okay. You're a dad now, Bigfoot. Or a potential dad. Act like it. Be cool. You're not gonna puke. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm walking into the belly of the beast. The furry, white, yee ass beast. Okay, there's his cringe cave. But where is he? And where's Betty? What's that, a shed? A birthing cave? Oh, God. Okay, this is it. Deep breaths. You're a dad. You're a dad. You're a fucking terrified mess. Betty, you in there? It's me, the father of your potential child.
Where the hell have you been?
I was fighting a crocodile.
It's a long story. What do I do? Push. Right, that's what they do in the movies. Just push.
Holy shit.
He's got my fur. And your fur. He's perfect.
Hey, hi.
I'm
Hey, what's up, Attila?
I'm a dad.
It's a Yeti and Sasquatch.
Look at him.
Had a baby.
Our little miracle. You did good, Betty. I wish Zorp were here to meet you. He's your godfather, I guess. Or something like that. Holy shit. I have to keep this thing alive.
What do they eat? Do they eat jerky? And what about the Yeti? He's gonna show up, find out, you know, and then he's gonna kill me.
That was a fucking day. A spirit quest, a crocodile fight, and a very awkward conversation with Yeti that is still waiting for me. But before I go deal with that shit show, I just wanted to say thanks. We're at 130,000 subscribers now. That's insane.
Oh, that was kind of fun. Sorry, I had to see that. I like watching those. I got let's throw up some here. Another share screen here. Give y'all let's see. There it is. Ooh, daddy. Holy moly. Holy moly. Holy moly. That's some big downward action there, buddy. Yeah, gold fell 9%, silver fell 26%, platinum only fell about 17%. The rest of them, who cares? I'm not interested in the rest of them, palladium and beryllium. I'm sure they're good and whatnot. I'm just personally not into them. But yeah, I have a feeling we're going to stay in the 80 range for a little while. It went to a low of 118. I mean, excuse me, 73.67. But still, if you're looking at things, it's not all that bad, because just about 4 months ago it was $30. So most of us bought when it was $30, $40, $20, $10. So we're unfazed really by these prices. I myself sold at 110. I sold quite a few of my silver ounces, which I have very few of, but $330 for 3 silver. That's pretty damn good, considering it only cost me like fucking $90 for it. And yeah, I'll be buying silver back. I don't care what price is. As I said, if you think about things logically, the bull run's going to go till 2029, 2030. Silver's going to go up. Buy, sell on the way up. You just don't get as much as it goes up, but it still goes up. When you sell it, you still get the profit margin. The trick there is to what's my cat eating? Trick there is to take your profit and turn it into some other asset class that's going to make you more profits. So in other words, you start off with, say you got into silver at 25, you got 4 ounces at 25, it goes up to 100. You sell 2 ounces, you get $200. You get your $100 back, you have $100 left to invest into something else. And you still have 2 ounces of silver, all off of a $100 investment. If you look at investing that way, rather than, oh my God, I had 2, now I only have 4, that pathway of looking at investments is going to get you more losses than gains. There's Gandalf right there. My Russian blue. He's my Russian spy. I got right there. Buy low and sell high. That's exactly what we need. We need more people doing that so the rest of us can make money off of it. I will sell you silver all day long at $100 and you sell at $101. What's up, 79? Long time no see. Still don't see you. Anyone got the balls enough to come up on stage and chit chat? Talk about your week? I haven't seen any change in the medical marijuana stocks. I'm kind of interested in seeing that because Trump signed that executive order well over a month ago. I was expecting those stocks to be, all of their stocks to be running by now. But, oh well, they will. All I know is Clean Air Metals is still doing good. I had Clean Air Metals for a while. Since 3.5 cents, I've been talking about Clean Air Metals. And for good reason. What's up, Pete? Because it's a good stock to have. And you guys should look into it. I'm going to get it here. Let's see. Cleaner metals. Yep. Let's go. Yeah. Let me share screen here. See what we got. Share screen, share screen, share screen. You gotta press so many buttons to share screen these days. And there we go. Clean air metals. I was telling you guys to buy it way back here when it was 3 and 4 pennies. Now it's in the past year it's up 122%. It's at almost 7 pennies. There's still, as I said in live stream a couple days ago, there's still a exploration company. They do have the mining rights to Thunder Bay, all the platinum discoveries, and every time they further their discoveries and make more discoveries, they do keep the mineral rights, and they are currently transitioning to be a mining company. When that happens, by goodness, goshly, man, it is going to be awesome. That stock is going to take off. What's up, Pete Sasquatchy? That stock's going to take off because they reevaluate their assets. When they're an exploration company, they can't consider the assets in the ground that they own. When they become a mining company, they can consider the assets they own in the ground. Right now, they're $27 million market cap as an exploration company. When they transition to a mining company, that's happening next year. You've got time to buy that. Yeah, those two. Yeah, MJNA is really not done. I was just talking about that. It's really haven't done anything yet. Cleaner metals, it's bumped up. It's low now. It's twice its price when I was telling people to get in at 3.5. It's at like 6.7 still, and that's a low. So it's already took a step up because all the information the company's giving out to you, to the world, basically. Another interesting thing about clean air metals, there's no industrial investors in it right now. As soon as one industrial investor gets into that, they're going to buy it all up. Right now, it's available for retail, us, and it is an opportunity of a lifetime. 2-year payoff, you'll never be so happy. It'll be like Christmas twice a year because it's 7 cents. You buy $70 worth. That gets you what? Moving the decimal over, 1, 2. Gets you $70. It gets you 7,000 shares for $70. You have 1,000 shares, and it pays. When it converts to a mining stock, it's going to go up. It would be like $4 or $5. They'll pay, say, for math, let's say $5. They pay 6% dividends biannually, twice a year. So you're looking at 6%, 500. You're looking at making your money back on dividends, your initial investment back on dividends. The first year they pay dividends. After that, twice a year, you're going to get a check. As the price goes up, that check will go up. Once it's up in the $20, 6% of $20 is a lot. Is $1.20 a share, 1,000 shares. That's do the math. And if you only paid $70 for them, do the math. You want an extra paycheck twice a year in 2 years? Invest $70 right now in it, and in 2 years, you'll be getting $1,200 or so biannually, twice a year. Weekly paycheck. So you just boom, $70 in 2 years can turn into a 2 weeks check. That's a nice little input. What's up, Mo? That's a nice little fucking bump in income that takes care of what? 1/25 of your income for the year out of 52 weeks, 54 weeks, 52 weeks. You take care of 2 weeks from dividends from a $70 investment. Damn. Do 5 of those and you got 20% of your fucking income covered by residual income. Now you're looking at retirement. Because if you can get that number up to about 50% of your income, you can retire. Because with your retirement plus residual income of that magnitude, oh yeah, most definitely, Pete. It'll really be good later. If you can only do like $70 a month. And that's really not that much. I mean, out here in California, it's not much. That's a drop in the bucket. You go to fucking McDonald's, you're dropping $20. Fuck. 70 bucks every 2 months, and you'll have 420 bucks of that stock in a year. It'll all be mostly under 10 cents, maybe. Nah, maybe not in a year. I mean, about, let's see. February is coming up, then February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, December. 10 months. Oh, they'll probably be about 30 cents in 10 months. So you probably got it. Dividends where you got probably 2 more months of it under 10 cents, which is a buy of a lifetime for long-term residual income for the rest of your life. Mine's going to go for 40 plus years, because that mine, if you look at all the South African mines and you do your research and you see how those veins in the earth go, they go pretty much kind of straight down for about a mile, 2,200, 2,400 meters, for which they're at the bottom of right now. This is how all the platinum veins are in Africa, where a majority of the platinum is found. In Russia, they came across a platinum vein while running for nickel. So they just kind of skimmed across the vein, took it, and stuck with it because it was like a sideways action vein. This is the largest sideways action vein, starting at 400 meters, 1 mile down the road of pure platinum ore. 1 mile, it goes to only 600 meters. Now, again, you go back to geology and you look at the platinum mines that exist on the planet now, they're vertical, pretty much. They go straight up and down, or, like that, they go deep. So once they get to the end of that 1 mile or 2,200 meters sideways action that South Africa had to go down, they'll probably have a downward action of about 2,200 meters. So they're going to be relevant platinum miner for, if you're over 40 for the rest of your lifetime, they will be the biggest platinum miner in our lifetime. So to get stock in it now at less than 10 cents, OMG, I can't push it hard enough. Yeah, you can reinvest with dividends, however you want. The way I look at it is, I'm getting close to retirement. So I'm looking at retirement. I'm in my late 50s. I'm not in my 30s or 40s. So I'm looking at life from the perspective of, I don't want to go out and work, but yet I still want an income. And that's my perception that I'm shooting for. So with that perception, it might not apply to a young kid, 20s or 30s, because they're like, I don't need it now. But trust me, when you're in your 50s, you'll be like, why the fuck didn't I listen to that kid or that old man or whatever the hell you want to call me? Because the younger you get into this shit, the sooner you can retire. You don't have to wait till 60 or hold on, wait. Now a lot of people are coming out of retirement because they can't afford retirement. That ain't on me. I'm retiring early, and I'm going to set myself up for it. And I'm finding these deals that'll allow me to preserve an income that'll allow me to retire before the age of 59 and get my early retirement from the union. Residual incomes in 2 years, I'll be 59. I'll have residual incomes coming in from dividends that I'm buying right now real cheap, and that'll supplement the early retirement, because my early retirement's 60%, not 100%. So that supplements that, giving me extra income. So now I don't have to financially worry in 2 years when I go to retire and I don't want to work. I'll still have the same income. That's retirement. If you start earlier, you'll get there faster, which means you'll be looking at retirement. If you're 30 now, you could be looking at retirement in your 40s. If you're 40 now, you'd be looking at retirement in your 50s. If you're 20 now, you could look at retirement in your 30s. So it does apply. It's just the mindset of the younger generations isn't one that leads to investment for retirement, because they're too young to think about that. They're out drinking, going around, having fun, wasting money, being stupid. But for the ones that aren't, well, thank you. I'm actually not 72. I'm actually 79. And might I say, you look every bit of 79. 79. No, I'm actually 14. I don't know how old the body is mentally. They're lucky to get me at 14, maybe 12. I like having fun. Most older folks don't like having fun. It's irresponsible. What? Shit. Irresponsible is not living to your fullest. You want to jump in the water, jump in the damn water. It doesn't matter if you have a suit on. I had, it reminded me of a story back in, when was I in AIT? 1987. I was in, where was I? Fort Sam Houston, Texas, right outside San Antonio, Texas. We just graduated. I had my Class A's on. I was a E3. You know, little shiny fucking mosquito rings up there. Actually, but anyhow, I was getting drunk on the Riverwalk, and I decided to take a swim in the Riverwalk in my Class A's back in 1987 in San Antonio. So I actually do what I say. Even if you're in a suit, if you want to take a swim, take a fucking swim. I do. And it's a memory that I keep the whole life. And now, 30, 40 years later, I'm laughing at, well, probably 40 years later, actually, I'm laughing my ass off about it. I think it's funny as shit. And I thought it was funny as shit at the time, you know. Kind of got in trouble for it, but you don't remember that shit. Oh, my attention span is very, 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 very good. My problem is I remember too much. And that's why part of my intellect is my ability to recall shit that happened during the Carter administration when he fucked up with Delta Force and two helicopters crashed in the desert. That was back in 1979. And also at the same year, he took and allowed the Forest Service to tap into Social Security so they could pay the Forest Service out of Social Security Administration so that he could balance the budget. You're going to have to research that one because they buried that under a lot of paperwork, but that's exactly why in the 70s, when I was in school, young kid in elementary school and shit, they talked about Social Security. They told us, 7% over 7 years will get you this, that, and they told us all this bullshit math. And I started looking at Social Security and said, holy fuck, I'm going to make like $14,000, $15,000 a month on Social Security. Well, why not? Why aren't we? Because President Carter was the first president ever to be able to tap into the Social Security funds to balance the budget. If you remember the problems we had in 78, 79 during Reagan taking office, Are You Better Now, 104 years ago, that was all economic. He was fluttering on the economy. So in other words, to balance the budget, he needed to come up with extra money. So he stole it from Social Security legally. So he made a pathway. Every president since then has been doing the same thing. So now our Social Security payments are going downward because they continue to steal from that to pay the federal government. That's oversized to grow a federal growth economy for 50 years. Are you starting to see things now? I got a good memory. Okay, Pete. Okay. You're learning. Bees are intelligent. You can make friends with bees. Okay. It takes a little longer. You have to have patience. But if you make friends with a couple of bees, you won't get stung, bro. They're probably pissed because of their living conditions wherever they're at. It's probably semi-toxic. If there's like pressure treated lumber around or something like that, they might get tar paper. They get real upset around tar paper too. So what you got to do, Pete, is get yourself some honey and some toothpicks. Put like 3 toothpicks in your hand. Dip it in the honey where there's some each of the tips of the toothpick have honey, and just get about 15 foot away from them and just sit there, smoke a cigarette, whatever, and talk. And they'll come up eventually and they'll find you. And it takes time to make friends, bro. It ain't gonna happen like crypto, but I have done it. And I've sat there and I actually put the honey in my finger because I'm not scared of bees. And they'd come up, land on me, and that's when I got a picture of the bee tongue. And by God, the bee's tongue is about 1/3 the length of the damn bee. That's how they can get in deep inside those trumpet-shaped flowers to get the nectar. Their tongue is probably that damn long, and their body's only that damn long. and it's amber colored. It's freaky looking. I got a couple pictures of it. But you can make friends with them, and you have to make friends with them. They hunt you down because you're mean to them. They don't like carbon dioxide or machinery noise. So if you come around with your lawnmower, you're going to piss them off, especially if it's a gas lawnmower. Hey, Magic, hold on a second here. I'll give you some magic. Ooh, that's a cool looking flame. Here's the virtual part of it. This is where you go digital. I just gave you a shotgun through your computer, brother. My cats are complaining. But if you need a repack, this thing's filled up to here with already crushed up shit. You can just drop straight in a joint or a bowl. All the stems are out. There are no seeds. I don't grow with seeds. I don't grow female plants. Yeah. Yeah, of course they weren't happy. Carbon dioxide, when I was a beekeeper, I actually promoted myself as Northern California's #1 bee extraction company. We bee enlightened apiculture. I got called by the state of California on 5 different occasions to go to a state business. 3 of them were in Sacramento, a couple were other northern part of the state. I got paid so good. I got a whole Terminex working at every pest agency because it's illegal to kill honeybees. And I gave them my contact information. And just from doing that, from Northern California, all of those pesticide companies talk at their little conventions. And they were like, yeah, Neil, We Bee Enlightened Apiary up in Northern California is the best. He does live extractions. And I made $3,500 minimum on each extraction. You hear that, Pete? You extract some bees from your barn. I did that for the state 5 times in 1 year and made $17,000. Your tax dollar, Pete. I was like, I'm gonna get my tax money out of this motherfucking place. And that's another way I think. I mean, we pay hella high taxes out here in California. So I'm like, how can I get my fucking tax money back? I become known as the #1 bee extractor, live bee extractor in Northern California. Have the state call me to go up to Sacramento, their buildings and all these other places they have, because they know the law. They can't kill bees. And they don't give a fuck about money. They don't even know how to write up an expenditure for extraction of bees on public property. So they go into their slush fund where they don't have to keep receipts. So you find out how your government works, and you can place them back. I found out how I was going to get paid and what funds I was getting paid. I was like, oh, okay. So there's going to be no paperwork, no 1099s, no 1099. In the 21st century in California, Neil did a company, worked for the state, and the state didn't send him a 1099 because they paid out of their slush funds of each and every state agency that had the bees that called me up for extraction, had their own slush fund that they didn't have to come up with any kind of receipts for, just extra expenses because of inflation or whatever. The state, gives everyone extra money. I found that I was like, okay, I pay hella tax. So like I said, in 1 year, I got almost $18,000 of my tax money back from doing 5 bee extractions. 5. It took me longer to drive up there than it did to extract the bees. So I did about 15 hours of work. I got $1,000 an hour working for the state. I got my tax money back. You got to think differently. I no longer have that company, but I did start it up. I worked it for 10 years. I made okay money, but out here in California, okay money just doesn't put me credit. And then the city worked against me, saying I can't have bees inside the city. They didn't actually say that. What they said, they passed a law saying I can't have bees within 150 foot of another residency. 10 foot that way from the outside wall is a neighbor. From the outside wall, 10 foot is a neighbor. 100 foot that way, 150 foot that way, I have another neighbor on the other side of the alleyway. So if I cannot have bees within 150 foot of a residence, basically they made it illegal for me to have a bee business in this city. And the city shut me down. Pete, if you want to know why I quit, because I couldn't go out of the city to tend my bees and travel back and forth when I had them right down the road over actually on Muir Island where no one lives. But whatever. That's federal property. I couldn't have that federal property either. And my friend was a freaking, yeah, it sucks, Pete. It fucking sucks, man. They make it, oh, we care about bees. Well, obviously not California. You produce colony collapse, but you're not friendly to colony repopulation. How to run a business, don't run one in California. Because the only thing you can do in California with a business and running is running it into the ground. Because they'll guarantee through regulation and taxes that your business runs into the ground. Because no one's paying the high prices that you have to charge to stay in business, to pay the high taxes and regulations to have a business. It's fucking sick out here, bro. I can't wait to get to kid. Another great thing, I'm getting my early retirement at California wages. When I go to Alabama, California wages, my early retirement would be like, it's going to be 60%. It's going to be like $1,200 a month. Back there, that's like fucking 2 weeks' pay. Sweet. Right on, Pete. Yeah, I'll have my phone hopefully turned back on in the next week or so. Once I do my taxes. I'm supposed to have had a vacation check. It might still come. Contractually, it was supposed to have already been here, but I'll buy the 1st, and tomorrow's the 1st, and the mail doesn't run, so but it'll probably get here on the 2nd. I'll pay, have my phone returned back on. But anyhow, yeah. I'm glad you got the plumbing done. That's obviously a crappy job. Even if it's not that part of the plumbing, it's still, underneath the house, crawl spaces, but it's not fun. I've done it several times, too many times. And another thing you can do, Pete, if you want to get rid of those bees, is like I said, just stick a box out there with the comb inside them. They'll move to a better house, and put the lid partially on, so it like darkens the whole thing, and they will convert over to that house, pre-made house. They always move to a nicer house. Yeah, you got to take the tree down. What I could suggest, though, and I spoke with Pete about this, if tree roots are getting into your pipes, Clorox down the pipes. It'll actually kill the root, and then you can, after, you dump like half a gallon one day, and then the next day do another half gallon, and do it like, for 6 days, do like 3 gallons, and then wait a week and send a roto-rooter down there, and you can probably tear that fucker up because it'll be dead, and it'll be a little more brittle. And then also you can dump baking soda. Start dumping baking soda and then take vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and dump them both down the drain at the same time. The gas explosiveness of that will come back up the drain. You put your hand there, it's going to shoot out down the drain and basically blow everything out to another area or open up a clog. Well, with the septic system, you can't use Clorox because the only way to get the septic system to dump water into the septic part of it would be through the toilet itself, and it would dilute with water, and you'd have to flush the drain unless you actually tapped into your drain, your plumbing somewhere after the toilet to get to the septic. But yeah, you're right. No, not in a septic system because a septic, well, and again, I've never done that in a toilet because it gets diluted in the toilet and it's just no good. Now what I have, and I live in a city, but I do have a drain on the outside, and I do open that pour Clorox on that son of a bitch. But then it goes into the street where we got the big fucking pipe. Our pipes run in the center of the street. We have alleyways, but they run the pipes in the center of the street. So if they have to replace the pipes, they have to tear up the center of the street instead of an alleyway. Wow, these people were smart when they designed the city. Yeah, no, you definitely don't want to. You kill the dirt if you put Clorox in a septic system, because the whole point of a septic system is to have all that bacteria and enzymes going and enrich the soil for good growing. And of course, the Clorox would definitely kill that. I sometimes, I guess, I give people too much credit for knowing things that they might not know that are, to me, obvious. That's probably part of my communications problem with people. Things that are obvious to me aren't obvious to everyone else, apparently. But it's all good in Hollywood. Hey, has everyone hit that like button? I'm gonna hold this down, see how many likes I got. Nope. Everyone has not hit it. But anyhow, this year's supposed to be a hell of a year for work. So need to get that CAD design going so we can get that gym thing, jewelry thing going. Talk about retirement money. I'd actually love to retire before April, but I don't see it happening. Not unless the gym thing takes off quick. That's a whole nother problem starts. Hey, how's it going, Carlos? I mean, I'd love to be backlogged and having to ask people and make gyms for me and giving them a good pay to do it because I have too many of them to make. That would be awesome. Carlos has been keeping up with my kitty cat videos, which you better be here on the bed. I got two of them on the pillow. A couple underneath the bed, one in the corner. There's kitty cat heaven. Kitty cat hell for me. No, only every now and then. Yeah, you got them going now, Pete. Thanks. Quiet. You. Quiet. That's Silver. Noisy son of a bitch. His name's Silver. He's got a couple kids on the bed up here that look just like him. And he's partially Siamese. And he's not got the best vision. And he's got a horrible meow. I hear yes. That's a good thing about cats, man. Cats are beautiful creatures to have around. Aren't you? Yeah, say meow. No, don't say meow. That was Spot. Where is Eyeballs? Your Spot. Your Spot. Where's Eyeballs? Where's your brother? Get out of my way, kitty cat. Okay, that's Silver. That's Eyeballs. What's up? Where the hell is he? He must be in the front room. Hold on a second. Yeah, he's in the other bedroom. No, there he is. He's underneath the bed. Oh, hush up, you. Yeah, he's not, he's being camera shy today, Carlos. I have an all black cat named Shadow. And here's Pumpkinheads. Come here, Pumpkinheads. Come here. Come here, Pumpkinheads. Come here. Meow. Come here, Pumpkinheads. This is Pumpkinheads. And that's jumping off the chair of Sweet Tart. I hear you, Pumpkinheads. Sweet Tart has two hearts on her. She has a heart on both sides. Hey, leave her alone. She's right down here. See the heart? right there. Where's it? Right there. And if she turns around, come over here, show him the heart on the other side. See the heart on the other side? See the heart on the other side? She's got another heart. Yeah, I got a heart on both sides. I got a heart on this side and a heart on that side. This heart's bigger than that heart. Yeah, you're Spot. Where's Eyeballs? Get Eyeballs in here, Spot. Oh, there's Eyeballs. There's Eyeballs right there, Carlos. See his eyeballs? I go looking for him. He came out. Don't attack me. And then we got Ginger here. Oh, you got a ways to go, Pete. You got a ways to go. I'd get them all spayed and neutered, or else you'll be up there real quick. One mating season, you'll probably have another 12. You'll be up to 20. Yeah, he's got 2 eyeballs on his ass, you know, so call him Eyeballs. My newest round, I've got Pumpkinhead, Twix, and Sweet Tart. That's 2 hearts. I figured, what the hell? Why give them normal names? I got to call them the names for the rest of their lives. I might as well have fun with it. It's not like they understand English. That's good, Pete. It's good to have spayed and neutered cats around, not unspayed or unneutered. Control the pet population. Spay and neuter your pets. No, that's Magnum PI. That's not Bob Barker. What's that Bob Barker's theme song for that show you do? Price is Right. Actually, Bob Barker donated a $6 million boat to this that whale watching group. What the hell was their name? They had a Discovery Channel. Captain Paul Watson. He went and harassed whalers that were whaling in illegal areas. Bob Barker, before he died, actually donated a full boat to add to his fleet to help stop whale poaching. Oh, sweet, Carlos. I bet those 10 chickens are fucking giving you some good eggs. Feed them right. You'll have some very nutritious eggs. Hey, whatever you're doing, quit it. Whatever it is, quit it. I hear you, Trouble. You guys are ganging up there for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm going to clean the floor and make sure. Whatever it is, it's on now. Had about 5 cats going to one spot on the floor. I couldn't see nothing, but I went and cleaned it up anyhow. Yeah, Carlos, you're slacking, bro. You got to get those numbers up, man. Next time we talk, I want 8 indoor, 15 outdoor, and 30 chickens. You got it in you. You can do it, son. I got faith in you. Ninja's got faith in you. By the way, where the hell's the Ninja been for the past couple of days? He hasn't done a live stream in like 3 or 4 days. We have 3 of his fucking moderators here tonight. What the fuck's going on? Get in touch with that boy. Tell him to do a live stream. Yeah, he's probably traveling or on vacation. That's not normal, cat. See, Pete, you're slacking. I mean, Carlos. Pete has 9 times more chickens, and he totally has more sheep than I have cats. And he's making money off them sheep, though. Yeah, that's what I figured. He called me before he did his last live stream a couple days ago. I kind of sort of forgot what we talked about. I was just cheerleading. We're going to talk about everything. He had asked me a question about a dude that I timed out, or excuse me, I muted from his channel because he likes the feedback, but he was like kind of depressed. So I just kind of perked him up and said, hey, just keep driving on, bro. I'll take care. Just I'll time you. I'll get rid of the assholes. You just keep on going on. I mean, I haven't heard from him since then, or he hasn't been a live stream. But yeah, I figured he's taking some time off. I did tell him about Pete. I did tell him about our gym thing because I'm going to use him for marketing as well. He knows a lot of people that can really help us out in getting this thing out there and making us have the bottleneck of production. Those are good problems, though, because that means you're making money. But it is what it is. Things will turn around. Things will be working up just fine. Mid 2027, we'll all be doing okay. What's up, Gerald? We'll be doing just fine by 2027. Especially if you invest in CLRMF, you will have one hell of a residual income. Hey, don't do it. You'll have one hell of a residual income twice a year from the stock that you own from that one. And then look at all of the ISO 222s. They're all going to be winners. My personal favorite is not XRP. It's ZBCN. It's my personal favorite. And then I really like that one. People probably heard of Stellar, other than me and a couple other people that I've seen pushing ZBCN. Not too many people talk about it. Travis did. Travis talked about it. Well, I also like ADA. Cardano. But for different reasons. I like them not for the same reasons I like ZBCN and XLM. I like all of them because of the different utilitarian purposes that they're going for. So the wide range of the financial system futures. I think they're the genesis. Those three are the genesis of the futures. Because ZBCN is credit, XLM is production, and ADA is credit rating. For layman's terms and simplicities. If you want to know what I mean by ADA is credit rating, research them. They got a long-term fucking play going. They've been playing for 12 years. It still hasn't paid off. I mean, it's paying off, but it's not. It's a long-term play is what they got into, and it'll take a long-term to pay off. But when it pays off, it'll pay off long-term. Like really pay off. Very few people have that vision, but they'll jump into it once it gets going. Just like all promo retail. Yeah, it's got to have utility, and just like everything else, I look at its purpose and what it's shooting for. And again, I say the ZBCM, XLM, and ADA, they're all crypto, but they're also all ISO 222, and they all are different. Just like the difference between the stock picks of nuclear energy stocks, the micro, macro, and small modular reactor stocks. NNE I like better than OKLO. OKLO financially is far surpassing NNE, but the fundamentals and the direction that NNE is going is going to take them more long-term and higher in the long run. Again, it's a vision of a longer-term future instead of a shorter-term look, and NNE is far going to take and outrun all of them. They'll be bigger, better. Their stock might not be higher. Be solid as a rock when it comes to companies. Oh, Gerald, dude, this is full 2 days. Let me go through it. I am manic and hyperactive, where this puts people to sleep. It slows me down to hyperactive and my brain. Typically, if I don't have weed, I'll have like 5 things going in my brain at once, successfully thinking of all of them. But when it goes to communicating any one of them to someone, and I start going from one idea to another and jumping back and forth and jumping back and forth, making myself sound like I'm crazy, but I actually have all 5 of the ideas figured out, ready to go. It's just my ability to take it from here and put it out here. There's a dysfunction that this takes care of nicely, because it slows the brain down to where I can just concentrate on one, get the information out, and then I can go back and play with my stupid little crazy head. And people don't think I'm as nuts as people think I am. But I tell you what, geniuses are nuts. I got a lot of good things. Pete's going to help me with one, with the bee thing. I've got a concept prototype I've already worked. It's a business in waiting. Everything's already been done. It's just not the right situation or scenario for me to get it going. But it's an industry to be started and changed. But I need capital so I can outlast the first year of trouble that I'll have with that company, or 2 years. So it's not like the first company, even though I've already got everything ready for it, it's not the one that's going to be successful the fastest and bringing the money. It's going to be probably it'll take me 5 years, 10 years before I make money on that some bitch. Throwing money at it before it gets there. But it's such a good concept that it'll change beekeeping worldwide. Yeah, and those kind, the kind that take longer to pay off are usually the kind that are Berkshire Hathaway style. And that's what the bee invention is, because it totally changes beekeeping. It revolutionizes beekeeping in several parts of the world. One part I concentrated on was Zambia, and the way they do their bee, just the way they do their honey collecting in Zambia decreases the price of honey that they get paid per pound. Quality. And it's by their whole beekeeping technique. Everything. It's just the way they do it. And if they just changed the way they did it, they would get like 3 times as much money for their honey. And they'd get more honey. And they'd have more people interested in honey. Because using my system, get off, Ginger. You don't get attacked by them. Because they're happier. I mean, it's like having your own house. If you don't like your house, you're not going to be nice to your neighbors. If you like your house, you'll be nice to your neighbors. More likely to be nice to your neighbors. And then if you're an asshole, you're an asshole. But it all has to do with living conditions. And the living conditions of the bees in the Langstroth system are worse than Section 8. They're shitty. And that's the standard for beekeeping. And I'm like, really? Wow. No wonder they're dying off. So once I got to sell that concept to everybody, and that's a hard sell because there's a lot of stupid people out there. And that's why it's going to take a couple of years. And I'll need a couple of successful cases, which means I'll have to fucking put a couple of the product out there at heavy expense on my end, get people to run them for a year to prove proof of concept for other people to run, keep paperwork up of money gained and all the other statistics that have to be kept. And then once that proof of concept has a couple different people do that, it'll take off and it'll keep going up for 10, 20 years. Then it'll balance out as the world standard for beekeeping and probably be one of my most profitable ventures, but I'll be dead. But my living trust will be, my will for my money will not be dead, only I will be. And when I say the will for my money, now the company's how the companies expend profit margin will keep things going that I want to keep going long after I'm dead for a legacy. That's what I'm working for. And again, if you're working for legacy, you need to look at things totally different. So yeah, and then I got a boat design. Pete's also working on that. Damn, Pete. I got you fucking hooked to the fucking work away. We'll get you some help here shortly, Pete. As soon as the money starts rolling in. And I haven't fully explained my patent to people, but I've got an extension ladder patent that closes a litigation loophole in extension ladders. It'll probably be worth a couple million easily. Freaking Pete, you need to watch the first part of this video, Pete. I had your family's home videos on. Sasquatch and Yeti had a baby, and it was part brown, part white, like the Yeti and Sasquatch. It's a cool little 8-minute video. You know, there's crazy ones I do. I don't do. I re-show this other guy. He does it. It has 137,000 subscribers. I'll probably get a strike for showing it. And if not, I'll know that they're not the ones that gave me the strikes that I got. I kind of sort of know there was a couple financial channels, so I'm pretty sure that gave me the strikes. That or Prometheus. Prometheus might have been, but they're financial shows. Who knows? I don't care. Oh yeah, the first 8 minutes is funny. It's Bigfoot eats magical mushrooms, fights a crocodile, and has a baby, I think is what it's called. It's a little 8-minute skit. It's pretty damn funny. The guy who makes it is good with the computer animation. He's kind of cool. He's got it's just like the Stormtrooper ones I do, Stormtrooper vlogs I show. Similar but better animation. Cat's got some fucking skills with the computer. Better skills than I've seen with YouTube channels that are actually putting out financial information. Which is kind of stupid. You figured a show that would be putting out financial information would have a better fucking AI than a damn what is that? A Bigfoot fucking. Oh, that's funny. People are so crazy. Anyhow. Yeah, boring Saturday night. So you're here at the dynasty of cats, kittyhood. A Tiger, Beth, Rosie, Mittens down here. Some of them look the same, so I got to see their face. That's what took a while for Mittens, because Mittens got half his face, not calico, but tabby. And it's where, like, Tiger's got a spot on his ear. And Rosie has a little white spot on her butt. And Beth is just gray and white. And then you got Silver, Pumpkinhead, Dixie, Rascal, Ginger, Gandalf, and Cleo. Any over here? Nope. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of them in the room. Which means the others are out there doing bad stuff. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure to hit the like button, Carlos. I'll talk to you later. Have a good night's sleep, my friend. Get a box, Pete, and set a box out there at the entranceway where the bees are coming in and out. And if you're really serious, get a cardboard and make a cardboard like box like this and tape it to the entryway and lead it to the bee box to where they have to go through the bee box to get out from where they're living now. And they'll move into that bee box, bro. What's up, Zardos? I saw a guy do an extraction just the other night on a YouTube video. It was in a big otter that was turned upside down. He turned it up. There was about maybe 20,000 bees, about 20 decent sized pieces of comb. All he did was set up a cardboard box, taped, cut out a piece of cardboard box, pulled it down, taped it to the lid of that clay vessel that had all the bees and the comb in it. And he got it, set it at the same level, and he just smoked them, and they all ran into the box. And he wasn't wearing anything, no clothing, no special nothing. It's how you deal with the bees. I don't know really how right off the hand how to explain it. My partner in the bee business I had for 7 years, he would never go without a suit. I always went without a suit. We were like the most comical people to see. You'd have this big guy. He was like 6'4", 300-pound, big motherfucker. He was a lineman for Iowa in college. He's a big motherfucker, corn-fed. And he'd put on a bee suit, full fucking bee suit. And I'd come up there walking, looking like this. And then we'd do the extraction. People would be looking at us going like, hold on a second. This guy's fully suited up, scared as fuck of bees. This guy right beside him's not suited up, not scared of bees. And here's the trick. The only one of the two of them that got bothered by the bees was the one that was scared of the bees and suited up. The one that wasn't scared of the bees didn't get bit. That's not the whole thing, but that's a big part of not getting stung. There is the part of them defending their hive and how you approach the hive, especially if the hive does not know you. And that's why I say you can befriend your hives. And you can, and a good beekeeper, even if it's a part-time beekeeper, you should defend your hive because they could be very beneficial to you. 30% of people are allergic to bees. So right off the bat, if you keep bees, 30% of the criminals aren't coming to your house. That's a pretty goddamn good security system there. It's just, it's the way, I don't know. As soon as we get to making the bee trailer, Pete, and actually are involved in actually working the bees in the system for a month or two that we're going to be doing that, you'll see my approach. And now actually, now that it's legal, I can actually use it as a business approach and I could sell it. Again, I put myself in the bees mindset as any good tracker would do. When you're tracking something, you want to try and think like that. The old Indians say it, the old Vikings say it, everyone says it. There's a point to them saying that. If you get in the mindset of what it is you're tracking as much as possible, you understand it better. So I did that with the bees, as stupid as that sounds. And I came to the conclusion of, I don't like smoke being blown in my face. It kind of agitates me. Oddly enough, the same thing works for bees. It agitates them. So the first thing I tried different was powdered sugar. Powder sugar in them. Because if you hand me a candy bar, I'm going to want to eat it. If you blow smoke in my face, I'm going to get aggravated. Powdered sugar on the bees makes them go into a grooming frenzy. Two things happen when they go into a grooming frenzy. There's little, what are they called? They're not aphids. There's a mite that cause colony, people claim cause colony collapse. It's a real tiny bug. And it does infest the hive. I don't recall the name of it. But anyhow, if they go into a cleaning frenzy, they knock all those little pests off of themselves, thus keeping the cleaner, healthier hive. And they're happy. They're not upset because they're eating a candy bar. They're not getting smoke blown in their face. And then I tried marijuana clippings because I told myself, when I'm stoned, I don't want to fight. When the bees get stoned, they don't want to fight. They breathe air. They actually breathe air. Yeah, I used weed to smoke them with. And it made them Rastafarian, bro. They just, I'll share the video. Hold on, let's see if I find it real fast. Let's see, I don't mean to show you my cost, but I need to see my screen here. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Go to meals. Go to videos. Nope, not that way. Images, photos. No. Man, they made this thing. Let's see. Videos. Marketplace. Groups, marketplace. I have a video if they would let me fucking get to my save. Quiet, Silver. Okay, friends, professional, save. There we go. Mine. There we go. It's in here somewhere. Hold on, I'm there. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share this. This is for you, Pete. This is, and I'm gonna narrate over. Let me get a little bigger screen. Get the volume up. First off, that's me. They say do beekeeping, never go in front of the hive, ever, because it pisses the bees off. So you see, I have no suit on. I'm in front of the hive. As you can see, no dead bees, because I knocked all the dead bees out the other day. See, now a problem with the Langstroth hive is you see that comb at the bottom? With the Langstroth hive, about a 1/4 inch below that is wood. So when they go to groom themselves and drop all the pests off, they have to walk through those pests to get outside, and they get reinfected. That's a built-in problem with the Langstroth hive. So what I did is I extended it down 6 inches and put a screen. So that way, when they groom themselves and drop those little pests off, those little pests fall. And it's a double screen, 2 different thicknesses of wire to keep, you know, raccoons and other animals from getting to their honey. But the pests fall through the screen, and it actually allows the bees, when they clean themselves, to remain clean and not have to walk through the pests that they clean themselves up to get outside the hive. Another advantage of the system is you see these boxes here, these wood pieces, these slats. Those are the frames they use for brood, and then above that is for storing honey. Well, when they have male bees and female bees, so they have to dedicate certain space just for what's known as the drone bee or the male bee, and they'll take 2 of these wooden strips or frames and fill them with just male comb. That takes away from the brood. That reduces the size of your hive and the health of your hive by reducing the size of it. If you take and do what I did and extend this down 6 inches, they will build, as you can see here, I already tore off. What this is they built special comb that hang for the male brood, and it did not interfere with the size of the colonies and the continuation of a 10,000 brood per week hatch or month hatch, depending on how your bees are working. And so it saved that time, and also saved them from having to disassemble the honey from that comb before they reuse that strip, because the male bee's comb is bigger than the females, and so they have to fill it up with special comb, special size. After the male's born, they have to do the work of tearing it all down and then rebuilding it to the brood size. Just by extenuating this lower by 6 inches benefits them in 2 ways. Again, the male brood can build down here, so it doesn't affect the hive whatsoever. And when they go to groom themselves, all the little pests fall through. The bottom, and how we have it set up. Now I'm going to powder sugar them. Oh, I was using powder sugar back then. We have powdered sugar and powdered sulfur. And you notice I was already inside the hive before I powder sugared them. So I actually did it backwards. That's how docile the bees are. And there's actually 3 colonies of bees on this side. Bees are flying around, not bothering me. I made sure all of them got some powdered sugar on them.
Throwing a good smoke amount. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah, it's quite finely described.
The guy talking right there actually has he's smart like you, Pete. He was magna cum laude from his business class in MIT.
First.
Yeah, I think it's floating up there.
I put too much powdered sugar on them. I should have stopped like 30 seconds ago, but I was still learning myself.
And that is how we powder sugar our bees.
See, I picked one up.
Doing it. They do not bite us. They're not harmful.
They're just flying around.
Voila.
Yeah, if you don't want to get bit, powder sugar them. But that's part of my system. Just part of it. Another part of it I'll show you once the video gets there if I can. It's kind of hard to see right now. But basically, if you look here where my little hand thing is, you'll see little holes. Those are wine wine bottle size corks holes. There's 3 of them per hive box. So it doesn't lessen the actual inch of entry space over the Langstroth hive, because if you take those 3 holes and stretch them out lengthwise, it does, which is about the size of Langstroth's hive opening. The benefit of doing it that way is the bees, it takes like 80% less bees to guard the entryway. And if you put on the front a 2x4, that means they have to crawl through 1 3/4 inches. So if an attacking wasp or hornet goes in there, the outside bees can alert the inside bees. The inside bees can trap him in that little corridor. And the way they kill their intruders, like wasps die at 103 degrees. So you can get like 10 bee guards, get around the wasp, flap their wings, get up to about 104-degree temperature and just kill the wasp. It's easier for them to get it up to that temperature in that narrow tunnel. So it's beneficial for the security of the hive doing that there. So my bottom adds 3 benefits to the hive that the Langstroth system is a detriment to the hive. Oh, I got 6 years into it. This is genius shit here, man. It took two guys with high IQs to put this together. You see the bees coming out, they're not pissed at all. You saw about 100 of them drop out as soon as I dropped that lower.
I'm backing away. I'm not being molested at all.
I, however, am backing away.
You see how my partner's like, fuck this. And I'm like, why, dude? Why are you not molesting me at all? He's backing up.
We get the dead out, help them out.
And that's another part of my system is by lowering that bottom cage, they don't have to pull their own dead out. And I imagine that's just demoralizing. Human, I would not want to have to pull their own
Free guys, free these guys up with some
so if you just drop that lower part, shake it a bit, all the dead come out,
I'll do that later, but
and everyone is happy.
As you can see.
So there's 4 differences just to the bottom part of my hive design that makes it so much greater than what we use now.
Now we're going to go to the other side.
You see how I'm walking in front of every hive.
No aggression. Several different species of bees.
Yeah, there's Italian, Russian, American, European. We had several different types of hives.
Butter sugar them a little bit up first after smoking them so they're not too aggressive to you. Now you let the live ones out.
Man, he's backing up.
You want to scope in on this where you can see the dead? Yes, use the scope.
Yeah, we'll use the
Yeah, we see the dead. No, fuck you. I'm not going any closer. And that's where I say you dump the dead out. Now they don't have to take the time, energy, or effort to do that. So that's another benefit that's really hygiene and psychologically helps the bee have a better life, and therefore they're happier, and therefore they produce more honey, and they don't sting you.
And we just clean the dead.
See the cork
Clean the inside
on
of the
between
hive.
the P and the
Take
U?
care of all the parasites that we're
That's a
gonna be
smaller
hanging
hive,
there.
so I closed
Powder
up
sugar them. While in
one
front
of the
of the hive,
entryways.
not
And that's
aggressive.
the benefit. Another benefit of that hive system, a smaller hive, if you got capture it, if it doesn't need 3 entryways, you can block one of the entryways off, and it increases their security, making them feel more secure, being more protected.
Up here.
Yes, I do. It's in the garage. That exact trailer is in the garage right now. Out back.
Again, these guys purplish just a little bit.
It's not in that good a shape. There's cobwebs. It's just I haven't used it in several years. But yeah, I've got that exact trailer still.
As
I'm
you see, a
taking
whole
it
bunch
to Alabama with me.
non-aggressively. These guys don't have too much dead, but I'm gonna pop out the dead.
How easy a system is that? That's and it's so beneficial to the bees. We were getting hell, honey. If you really pay attention in the entryways of those lower down holes, you can see there's several hundred bees flying around my head. I'm working the hive on the front. Every beekeeper out there will tell you don't do that. Dangerous, you'll get bit.
Again, because
What's up, Mike? And all I can do to tell those master beekeepers is I must be a grandmaster because I've got video of me
and if you want to
going
zoom in,
what the hell I'm talking about. If you run a beehive,
you can see the bottoms, and you can tell what they've been munching on in their hives.
That's the part of the screen bottom. All that stuff right there fell out from them grooming themselves, cleaning their hive. That in a Langstroth hive system would be a 1/4 inch away from those strips where they give birth to their babies. So that's the unsanitary condition of the hive system that we use now. And you can clearly see that is a good 1 foot, 10 inches to 1 foot away from those bees now. A lot healthier for the bees. But that's not even the hive. That's not even the bottom of the hive. The bottom of the hive is see where they're at. We're rolling. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, guys. Ah, there we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's a level of expertise. I also have actually created, no one else came up with it, I did, a bee highway during swarm season, depending if you have like different elevations, hills and shit like that, you can determine just by talking to people who had bees at one point in time that they had to have extracted, and you can get a determination of where the bees will go from wind flow and fly with the wind, and you can tell what neighborhoods are going to get hit with bees yearly if you're into the beekeeping business and bee extraction business. I came up with that so I could get more business extracting bees, so I knew which neighborhoods to hit, because I was like, oh, okay, this beekeeper has bees here, he's a dumbass, he doesn't fucking take care of them, they're going to swarm off. Which way are they going? And I took the time to figure that shit out. It took about a year or two of my life to figure that out, but I figured it out. And in areas where the wind patterns are determined by topography, you can figure out a bee highway that's above your head, but a bee highway, and you'll be able to determine where they'll be. And I did that so successfully, I was able to capture bees from this one dumbass beekeeper who kept his bees at this one place. And I was figuring out my bee highway system. I was like, I bet those bees are hitting this business here every year. And then I go to that business, they're like, yeah, man, we get fucking bees coming in here and infesting our shit all the time. I was like, well, you let me set up some traps. And they were like, oh, please, would you? And I started getting free hives, and everyone else was charging $300 for a hive. And I was collecting free hives because I knew where the beekeeper was, and I knew which way the bees were going to fly when they swarmed. I saved myself thousands of dollars just by information. So yeah, fucking master beekeepers don't know shit. They think they know. They're trained under the school system like everyone else who goes to public school system. That's the training a master beekeeper has. I am so far above that. I came up with my own system, and I just showed it to you, a video, better than any other system on the planet. And it's mobile. And there's actually a system that you have to know to successfully be able to move the bees. And that's another great thing about having that 4-inch gap when you're moving them. If they don't have but a 1/4 inch gap, and that 18-wheeler hits a bump, boom, boom, 20,000 bees all get compressed into that 1/4 inch gap. You think they're going to be happy? Now, Same scenario, but you have 4 inches. So the first several thousand bees that go have a chance to fly and hit the side, leaving room for the others to come down, and hardly any of them get squished by the weight of their own selves if you hit a bump. If you want to know why bees fly so crazy when you see those 18-wheelers take those nets off of them, there's lots of reasons for that. For one, they just murdered several million bees by transporting them improperly because of the Langstroth system hive that we've accepted as monkeys to be the best thing we can come up with. I come along and I'm like, really? That's the best you can do? I think I can do better. And again, I just put myself in the mindset of the Kung Fu masters, and I was real good at Kung Fu too. And you know, and this is funny, the crane, the tiger, the snake, animal styles of Kung Fu. And all the grandmasters of all those styles came up with the styles by watching the animal. I took that philosophy and added it to bees. What's up, Vegas? So I mean, you know, it's just the way the way you think about things got to kind of work for you. But anyhow, there you go, Pete. Yes, I still have that, and we are going to after we get cash coming in, we're going to work on that, and it's going to be like a side hustle kind of thing because we ain't going to be making money off it. We got to promote it, get it working. We've got to hook up and link up with lots of small farms, 50 acres or less, 20 acres or less, 5 acres, you know, up and down the East Coast. And they've got them. Blueberries up in Maine, you come down and there's different seasonal crops where you can actually transport bees. The great part of the mobile system that I came up with is you don't have to transport them the old way. It kills them every time you move them. So if you have 6 crops going down from Maine to Florida in 2 seasons or 3 seasons, moving your bees, then that's 6 times you're killing a tenth of your hive every time you move them. Wow, you have production issues. That's why I need numbers on my system, because in the not killing of them and moving them, 10% you kill, that's 10% higher production. And then if your bees are happy, you get more production. So the amount of honey you get and the amount of bees you can produce, if you keep adding boxes to them, they'll grow the hive. And again, you can sell a box of bees for $300. So if you have a hive system, a mobile system like I had with 10 hives in it, every month you can get rid of 10 hives full of bees, sell them for $300 a piece. Or in other words, get $3,000 worth of income because the bees are fucking too much. Now you got honey and wax and pollination contracts. There's shitloads of money in this, folks. Shitloads. And it's more a personal system because you're not dealing with a farmer that has 5,000 acres and you're bringing in 18 wheelers or 20 18-wheelers full of bees to come out with a forklift and dump off throughout his field. You're actually dealing with a farmer who's homesteading on 10 acres. So when you go there to pollinate his shit, I could almost guarantee you his wife's going to have a pie or something for you on your second year. And you're going to establish relationships with people. And those people are going to turn you on to other business. And that's the part that I got to run the business for a year or two and establish that kind of a mycelia network of the industry so that other people can come in and we can start getting more people into it. Of course, buying the bee box, our mobile apiary, to make it happen. But after it gets rolling, again, it's comparable in any country. If the Ukraine, and you guys can Google this, long before the Ukraine war started, this was like in 2011 or 2012, Russia bombed Ukraine. Ukraine's like a wheat. They're also the third largest company to have bees because they needed them for their fertile fields. Russia bombed where they have all their bees. Russia bombed them. I shit you not. 2011 or 2012 destroyed their bee industry by killing the bees. That's how big their bee industry was. Had they had them on mobile units, they could have moved a lot of those bees before the bombs hit the ground. You know, but if you have to load them up on 18-wheelers, you got to call the 18-wheeler in. You got to get the forklift driver. You got to get the guys to cover it. My system, All you got to do is back the truck up, hook it up to your trailer, drive off. Okay, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Their system, the way you do it, it takes like an hour or two. So if you know the planes are coming to bomb your shit and you only got 2 hours, why waste it using their system? Use my system, boom, boom, boom. You can move most of them. Pull in any truck. You got a trailer hitch, you can haul my shit. But anyhow, no one really gives a fuck about that. But yeah, Russia saw the importance of non-mobile hives and destroyed Ukraine's beehives, which hurt their economy pretty bad. You got to have lots of irons, bro. And all of them are going to work. I need one to pay off. I need to get once some money comes in, I don't have to do it all. I just have to run it till it's going good. Other people can do it. I just guide. Hey, this is how you do it. 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 Call me for questions while I'm doing some other shit. You know, I'll be busy as fuck, but it can be done. Because we got to get that boat business going too. I'm real excited about that one. Oh God, and technology should be so where I can say, hey guys, I'm taking a vacation on my 80-foot cat, and I can stay in touch with y'all daily for the calls, all the problems, how to do it, what's this, and I'll be on my fucking boat. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Put them all on hold, Secretary. I'm going for a swim. But you'll still be able to do business. So it's not really a vacation. So you can write it off on taxes. The whole damn boat. Because if I'm working that much, I need stress relief while I'm working. Can't do that in a fucking high rise in New York. So all the tax write off if you pay it right. If he wants to come up here, I've got it pinned. Is it pinned? It should be pinned to the top. Yeah, no, it's pinned to the top. Anyone who wants to come up here, you're more than welcome to. It's a personal choice. I don't make you fart. Pull the finger. Pull the finger. Wait to hear about my housing deal. I got a housing system that's going to put John Travolta's housing system to shame. And if you're asking yourself right now, what the fuck are you talking about, Neil? John Travolta's building system. Are you a fucking idiot? No, I'm actually not. You need to research John Travolta. He built a whole town, and every house in the town that John Travolta built has to have a hangar because there's no roads to that town. You have to fly in. Every house has its own hangar, not garage. That's how much privacy these multi-richy people want. With the advancing of new technologies and self-flying vehicles, it makes it possible to not have to have a hangar to get to an exclusive resort area or destination. And if you build the right type of house, you can just land on top of the fucker. And then you're like 60 miles out with no roads, and you don't have to build a 3,000 foot long goddamn fucking plane fucking runway and call yourself exclusive because anyone can land their plane there. If your house is enough to where it can land 4 personal flying devices and store them off to the side so you can have some guests fly in, and that's the only way to get to your house, that's fucking hella security. Yeah, there's you don't need no flat ground. Actually, it works better if you don't have flat ground. Makes it more exclusive, especially if there's no roads. But you'd have to have like Sherp, if you guys know what Sherps are. You'd have to have a trail that maybe a donkey couldn't go on, but a Sherp could, because you're going to have manpower go out there and build it. And then when the people move in, just helicopter your shit in. You want exclusivity. We ain't going to fucking bring a fucking 18-wheeler up to your front door. How exclusive is that? Anyone can do that. You know what I'm saying? And the land you buy is cheap as fuck because right now no one wants to build on that land because you can't build houses on that land that looks like this and rocky with a beautiful view and a river and all this other shit. Yeah. Oh, it's too steep. You can't get a foundation or a road in. Can't get a foundation or a road in. Those are two problems that my building style takes care of. You don't need a foundation and you don't need a road. That opens up a lot of property. Cheap property that could be made to be expensive property if you came up with a housing system and transportation system where you didn't need a road or a flat foundation. And if it's the most earthquake resistant and fire resistant building system on the planet, you don't have to worry about them burning out because I got videos of this system not burning. While 3 other buildings, it was in South San Francisco. I was working with Connextex. It was a 280, Highway 280 and 380 at an intersection. There was 4 5-story buildings being built. 2 of them were wood, 1 of them was regular steel, 1 of them was Connextex system. We had the exoskeleton on with the double fiberboard outer walls that we put on. And one of the wood buildings started, it made national news. One of the wood buildings started burning. It caught the other wood building on fire. It was pretty freaking huge. We didn't work for a couple of weeks because of this. And then it caught the fucking other steel building on fire. And then it came to our building and tried to catch our building on fire. And it didn't catch our building on fire. And the final insurance inspection on that, we had to take off the 2 3/4-inch fiberboard outer wallings, sheathing that we had on the walls, because that absorbed all of the heat damage and it didn't penetrate any further. So all we had to do was replace the outside sheathing of the whole building. And it was done. The other 3 companies had to totally fucking rebuild. First, they had to get demolition and clean up. Then they had to rebuild. All we had to do was take off the outer sheathing of our building, put a new sheathing on, and boom. And it made national news. And because of it, every hospital in the United States is built using the Connextex system, which is my housing system of the double sheathing outside exterior and earthquake resistant connection system to the I-beams, the columns. Not regular, they're not wood houses. They're stout houses. 18-inch fucking columns. 30-foot spread, 10-foot overhangs here, there, wherever. Let me some kick-ass shit. Yeah, that screw foundation, that doesn't work. That's non-applicable to my system. It's great for a house or a shed for regular people. But I want my footings on bedrock, and that works in land that goes like this. That screw system, you have to have a flat spot in there somewhere. It is a good system for general regular person's building styles for regular houses that everyone builds. It's perfect. And it's not close to what I'm doing though. But it is a good system. It's cheaper. Out in California, it wouldn't work that good because the ground moves too much. But in certain areas of America, it would work a lot better. Good night, Gerald. Oh no, good night, Magic. I'm sorry. Always keep on trekking. I'll keep on bringing y'all news, talking shit, letting y'all know what I think, let you know how I think. Try to. Who's that? That is Big Mouth. Blondie. That's Blondie. So, anyone want to come up here? Yes, no, maybe, possibly, no, maybe, probably, maybe next week, sometime next year. At least think about buying CLRMF and ZBCN. Oh shit, what did I do here? Those two. Them's the ones you need to know about. There we go. I got it right again. So what do you guys got going on this weekend? Yeah, foundations are an excuse to get more money out of you. Instead of people thinking how to do things without foundations, they've accepted that you need a foundation because the industry standard that's been pushed upon us on the thinking that they teach you says you need flat ground, you need road, you need pipes, you need this, you need that. While at the same time, they're coming up with technologies that say you don't need that. Get some powdered sugar, Pete. Do you have a smoker? Smoker, some powdered sugar. You will not get stung. But yeah, hitting them at night's better than dealing with them in the daytime because most of them are asleep right now. But it's possible they could get more agitated. That's why I say use powdered sugar if you got it. Yeah, powdered sugar. You saw the video, man. I was like in their face, making noise, slamming down, doing everything they say don't do. Neil was saying, "Hey, check this out. I'm going to do it and prove you wrong on video." The way I love to do things, I like to get them videos so I can say, "Hey, don't believe what I say. Believe your eyes. Let me show you." Yeah, I knew people wouldn't believe it. If I don't know. I'll try and find it. I really don't want to find it. It's rather embarrassing. But hey, what's up, Ellie? There was a time when my partner, a big boy, like I was saying, there was a beehive that had escaped swarm from our mobile aviary to a peach tree right next to it because we were in an orchard, a billionaire's orchard. And we were doing a video for outdoor extraction. And we're really excited to find that they swarmed because we were looking forward to doing a video. And we saw them and we was like, oh, cool. But we were so excited to do a video. What we didn't see was the second swarm above them. So I get set up. I'm like, okay, I got the box. Go ahead and shake it, James. So they come down, right? So he shakes the limb. So this one swarm that was on this limb would fall into this cardboard box I have, right? And he's videotaping, right? Well, the other swarm that we didn't pay attention to and realized was there got shook loose and fucking landed straight on my head. I got hit with about 30,000 bees. It was funny as shit. And I do have that video, but I ain't gonna look for it too hard because it's embarrassing. So anyhow, what you guys doing tonight? I'm actually looking forward to starting the festival events property. Those are fun. A lot of fucking money if you do it right. A lot of money. Festivals and events property in one weekend, run properly in the right area of the country for population draw. Your trash make you between $14,000 to $28,000 in a weekend in recycling. It's enough to pay the trash guy, pay the porta potties, and pay the cops security for the weekend. I almost died one time, Ellie, learning this thing. I put 6 years of my life into the bee thing because when I want to learn something, I learn. I'm like those World War II generals. I lead from the front. I'll do it before I talk about it. Yeah, there was this one hive we got from this Chechnyan, and I told my partner I didn't want it because I didn't like the guy. I just didn't like his persona. Something about him was wrong, and I figured the bees would be fucking dicks, and they were. And I got stung like 62 times in 15 minutes. And the what it says, what the rule of thumb is 1 pound per sting. So at 140 pounds, if you get like 70 stings, you're going to go into coma shortly thereafter. And I got like 62 stings. I actually fell to the ground, turned white, and had my eyes roll back in my head. But we weren't near a hospital, so I got over it. So it was all good. And now, oddly enough, I'm kind of immune to bee stings. It's like a snake handler. After a while, you get immune to the poison because you get bit so much. It's a byproduct of being a beekeeper. Oh, pruning apple trees. Yeah, Washington's got a lot of beautiful apples. You guys got that cold winter. They need what, like 45 to 60 days of a frost, some of the bitter apples, or else they won't produce the following year. Some of them, I believe, require 3 months, 90 days of frost. That's why the apples don't go good further south. There's fewer variety that produce without that many days of frost. Shit, I know a lot about a lot. Wow. Yeah. Where were you, 79? Speaking of that in particular thing, Ellie. Gerald, you can hop in on that one too. Hold on, I'll be right back. Need to get some milk. Oh, girl. Oh my God, Mike. Replace all that beer you drink, bro. Be considerate, or else he won't invite you back. Sometimes people do that to test others. Most of the time, they're not intelligent enough to do that, but sometimes they do. It's okay, Ellie. I knew what you meant. You don't have to spell it properly. But I'm just excited. We need to get the gym thing going first, and then the jewelry thing. And somewhere in between there, we'll put in for the patent and get my ass moved and start the lightning crystal thing and the boat thing. And then we'll get the property, the festival event property land, and start looking at land for the houses. And one begetting to another, if we all do it in the same state, by the time we get to buying land for houses, getting the regulations knocked out of the way to get them approved will be easy. Matter of fact, they'll ask us to. We'll probably have people wanting us to build houses on their land. I wouldn't be surprised. And each house is going to be a custom, so it's going to be expensive as fuck. Well, not really, because a lot of expense gets knocked out by not having to clear land, not having flat, not having to do all that shit. But that expense gets eaten up because you're probably going to have to helicopter in a lot of shit at $10,000 per load. And you probably need like 8 to 10 loads. So you'll have $100,000 in helicopter expense getting all the material out there to build it. And then the owner would have to, the further expense for furnishings. And if you got the same valley, if it's not just, if we're doing a neighborhood in one valley, we could do a central location, do a road system for like a SHRP or off-road type thing, so that, emergency systems could get out there if they had to. But we'll worry about that when it comes. It's situational anyhow. It's up to the owner. If they don't want shit like that, I can build it. As a matter of fact, I'd prefer to build it without because that way we avoid ourselves of all liability, because especially if they wasn't built that way. No one builds that way. So we'll be very, very sought after builders. Especially if they're willing to pay the price, because that earthquake resistant system on a 3-story, just the earthquake resistant part of the system's an extra $4.8 million. Minus all the other steel and all the other labor and everything. So not too many people will probably be ordering that. But it's available if they want it. Don't pressure, don't pressure Pete, Jerry. He's got 60 fucking sheep and 100 freaking chickens and what, 10 cats and 4 dogs. And he's expanding his property and fixing it. And it's not rushing, but yes, I would like to get it going. Well, north of Mobile, more actually, what is that area called? Atmore. Found the perfect property in Atmore. You have my friend's property, which is right on, you got Florida, Alabama. Florida goes like this. Alabama comes up and goes, as a matter of fact, I'll get a map, it's easier. I'm not that good at charades anyhow. Let me get over here. Okay, let me go back here and share screen. Share screen, share screen, share screen, share screen, share screen, screen shared. All right. This whole area, if you see my cursor, this whole area here, actually above where my cursor is known as the lightning strike capital of America. My friend's property, that's it right there. That's my friend's property. He's got 20 acres. We can scope in further to his land if you want. And that's Osprey. I used to own this little piece of land right here. I gave it up because this fucker here has like 3 fucking rights of ways through the property, and there's nothing I could do with it. But my friend's property is here, this outline right here. Eagle Lane, Mobile Renaissance Fair. Obviously, that's what he does, is the Renaissance Fair. And this is where he pulls it off. Okay, I was going to do lightning shit right there, but that's his freaking parking lot, so I'd have to move everything twice a year. But he's on top of the first hill off of Gulf of Mexico. Where I'm looking at is right here. I think this is it. What's the name of that road? Jack Springs Road, Priest Road. Okay, hold on a second. Culligan 21. Okay, so it's off of this road here. Where the hell? Mac Pond Road. Anyhow, it's somewhere. See, my friend's land here, 15 miles away. Somewhere up here, 15 miles north of him, I found a property that'll be perfect. And it's within, everything's within the right, everything. And it's right off of 65. 65 runs right into fucking Mobile, so I can be there lickety split. I can be down here in my friend's land if I need to be. I can do everything that needs to be done with light and crystal shit here. I can also work the gyms here. And so it's all, that's why I need to be there. But now as far as where the fucking Festival of Events property land, Festival of Events property land, where's Highway 21? There it is. It's off of this highway right here. around here, somewhere around there, actually. Actually, I think that's it. Actually, that is it. I think that's it. It's like 170 some acres. Not 100% sure, but it's right in between. From Talladega to here is 80 miles. Talladega to here is 20 miles. From Talladega to Montgomery is 40 miles. From Talladega to here is 60 miles, I think. So within a 90-mile range, you got like 7 million people you can draw from. Actually, 7 million, this is probably more like 14 million. So again, just doing the math and the numbers, that's the area you want to get land. And it's actually, if you go off of Highway 21, where's Highway 21? Oh, damn it, it's somewhere around here. Oh, it's down here. Highway 21 here directly runs into, you can get a direct line from 280 from Birmingham, 21 goes into Montgomery, 21 to 280 goes into Columbus, and 21 to 20 gets into Atlanta. So it's just like a one turn from each of these major cities to get that property. So when you look for festival events property, that is key. And they say location, location, location. That's the location, that area, the access, the availability to everything needed. It's beautiful. That means I missed a lot of chat. Nothing good. What would you put a mobile house on that land? No, not at all. The land on Highway 21 will be a festival event property. The land I'm looking at for Lightning Crystal already has a house on it. It's 38 acres. So no, I wouldn't build anything. Everything's already there. And mobile house, I wouldn't really want to live in. I'd rather, and it's a brick house that's on it. I like stuff, solid piece of brick. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, like 1,800 square foot house that's on the property. And it's 38 acres, still close enough to be able to work the lightning crystal thing, but far enough away to where it won't blow my eardrums out, because I have been 30 yards away from a lightning strike. It's scary. There is no house within 300 yards of where I'll have the lightning strike, so it'll just be a and no, in southern Alabama, in the lightning strike capital of America, which is oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. There's gonna be a lot of science. I'm gonna have my name on some science papers that are gonna be fucking published. Science papers. I'm going to be an honorary scientist within 2 years, and that's not a prediction. The contributions that I'll make to science will forego the 8 years of college I need to get the degree to be a scientist. That's also going to help us out in recognition for all the companies we do, guys. Another reason why I need to be down there. There's a, and I should already have this brought up, but this is a random topic I wasn't going to talk about. In Florida, right as the coast of Florida goes down in the Gulf of America, right as it cuts around that area, a lightning strike happened in a bizarre manner, and it caused this mineral to be created that's never been created on Earth. There's scientists studying it. This happened like 6 months ago, and they're studying this rock that has this mineral. First time ever they found it here on Earth. It's created in outer space, but this lightning strike caused it. So with the thing I'm coming up with, I'll be able to recreate the probable scenarios that caused that to happen, to possibly recreate that mineral, and possibly lots. This is going to be a lot of science. It's going to be shitloads of science and artwork. Lightning crystal artwork. First time in human history, you'll have a piece of crystallized lightning that's formed into like a stick man. And it's irrelevant. This would be like a Picasso. It's not going to be the most beautiful thing, but it'll be the only one on the world and the first piece of artwork created by lightning and mankind. So it should be worth some money too. Dude, I'm also going to start a lightning strike channel because I'm going to have video. Because if I can attract the lightning, I'm catching video, and I'm going to have a lightning strike channel. Because what you're saying there, Mike, I would have loved to seen the night sky. I would have watched a 2-hour video just to see 200 strikes of lightning. Because I'd like to see every now and then the blue strike of the positive ions shoot up, and then you see the crackle of the negative ions that hit that and come down and boom, make that nuclear explosion. That channel is going to get millions of subscribers. I might actually make money on the lightning strike channel. Be a good place to make public my merchandise. Might get some good money off that too. Considering I'm already known on Ninja's 600,000 plus subscribers channels for my sayings, "I silver, platinum, crystallized odds, moon, be kind, helpful, grateful, God bless America, everyone here." I can put those out in my lightning strike channel if I get like 1 million subscribers. Well, I'm going to, Ellie. I'm going to totally maximize, because I'm not going to be working iron. I'm not going to have a guaranteed income. So I'm going to do everything I can to make as much money as possible, because I got other things I want to do, and iron work ain't getting me there. Although I do want residual income to offset my early retirement. My early retirement's only going to be 60% of full retirement. And that's why I say look at the stock XLRM, the platinum miner, or exploration company that will be a mining company, because they're going to pay dividends for like decades, biannually, twice a year, probably 6% of the value of the stock. And the value of the stock, if you follow Angola Mines and Impala, the #1 and #2 platinum miners on the planet, for the 40 some years they've been around, their stock price went from like 350 down to 4, back up to 20 over a 40-year time period. And during that 40-year time period, for about 15 of those years, it was above 20 and they were paying 6%. So you were getting $1.20 per share. There's no reason to think that the next platinum mine that opens up will not follow a very, very similar scenario. Even better, if you research the company, you find out the first mile of platinum they have to mine isn't straight down, but it starts at 400 meters and goes for a mile, ending at 600 meters. Right now, they still have to explore more. But when they get to the bottom of that vein, it goes down. So they've got 50, 60 years of mining. They're going to be around for a while, and they're going to pay dividends for a while. And as the stock goes up into the 40s and $50 and they're paying 6%, that's $3 a share twice a year. So if you have 1,000 shares, that's $6,000 a year. And 1,000 shares, it costs you $70. Yeah, that's a fucking sweet investment. Hold on, I gotta feed Pumpkinhead. Come on, Pumpkinhead. Got food out there still? Yeah, come on. Pumpkinhead was the one that was sick and started losing hella weight as a little kitten. So I special treatment her to get her back up to fighting weight with her siblings. There's a lot of thought that's gone into that 79. A lot of fucking thought. Because obviously, if I'm able to attract lightning, I need to stop it so I can get in there. And I've put a lot of thought into that. How do you stop it once you get it started? Oh, I have people compliment me about my outside cats. They're like, "Damn, are those your inside cats that just got out?" I'm like, "No, they're feral." They're like, "They're the fucking healthiest cats I've ever seen. They're thick, clean, shiny coats. Their winter weight was added. They're all chunky." All feral cats, because I take care of them. I don't just give them food and consider myself a good person. I actually take care of them. 88 miles per hour. Well, if you can get to 88 miles per hour, I can guarantee a lightning strike. Maybe. Once I get down there and try it, I'll be able to confirm if my theories work. But everything says it should. But until you do it, You know, you never really know. And my buddy, there's going to be lots of experiments done with that. There's a lot of people that have a lot of interest in doing experiments. If I can draw lightning to one spot consecutively, there's a shitload of people that want to do a lot of experiments. And that's where the science shit comes in, because I'll be all, you want to do your science on this? Sign a piece of paper first, non-disclosure. You're not going to tell anyone about it, how it looks, whether, you know, that's mine, intellectual. You're not going to fucking go create one on your own. And for two, I'll get 10% of anything patents that you get off of your inventions or creations or knowledge you gain from my experiment. I get 10% of, and I get on the science paper that you put out to your peers for peer review on the science you learn from my experiment. And that's what's going to give me my honorary science degree or certificates or honorary scientist or whatever. I'm going to get Chevy Chase. I think it was Chevy Chase. I'm going to get him to do that. 79. No, it wasn't Chevy Chase. Who was that guy? Damn, it's been so long since I've seen that movie. Yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of shit going on. It's going to be real fun. It's going to be a chance for you guys to make money too. My subscribers, you guys have a chance to make money off of these businesses I'm starting. I want to be able to offer people chances to open your own company and be 1099, so that way you can rent out part of your own house, one room of your own house, quarter of your fucking rent or your utilities or your mortgage. You'll be able to write off because you're 1099 working, selling shit to my company that you're making for my company, and you'll get paid for it. And you'll be able, like I said, you'll be able to write off a lot of your expenses. It'll be beneficial. It'll help a lot of people, and you'll make money. And I'm trying to get it to where it's like Burger King or McDonald's. You know, send you everything. You can do it. It's going to look the same as the one I do, or the same someone in India does, because it's the same cast. It'll come out the same. I think Pumpkinhead wants back in. Come on in here, girlfriend. She says, "Thank you for giving me special treatment, Dad." Now I'm going to go terrorize my sisters. It's not wish. It's just a matter of making it happen. And making it happen, all you need to do to make anything happen faster is have money. So if you don't have money and you have a lot of ideas, go for the cheapest one first that'll make you in money. And then once you have money, your other ideas, you can hire people for because you have money. And then those ideas can make you even more money, even though you're not doing them. You're just like creative control or managing the control, but it's running on its own, making you a percentage of profit for you. And then you drive off to another one. Well, I want to put people that have stood out to me that can handle it and want it, positions in those companies. And, you know, there's going to be all different types. I got a lot of companies going to be opened up. And then if you don't want them, I'm still going to hire somebody to do it. So, you know, someone will take it up. But I want to get a whole bunch of people making money. So that way you can tell the man, "Fuck you, I'm staying home. I'm working for myself." That's what I'm hoping to be able to do. And it will happen. We just got to keep pressuring Pete. No pressure, Pete. You're pretty key to this as far as the computer shit goes. And you volunteered, Pete. You volunteered to do the bee design thing. I wanted to hold off on introduction of that, but you seemed excited about it. Well, I think someone's at my door. My cats just took off in a wild craze. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. When all of my cats freak out, there's different reasons for them. I can kind of tell some because they made a little noise and they're scared I'm going to yell at them. But when out of the blue, they all freak out and run to a room. It's like someone's coming in the front gate or someone's coming too close to the front door that they don't like, and they'll evacuate the area. And that just happened, but no one was out there. So kind of interesting. How much would it cost for me to delete my channel? How much money do you have? Probably not nearly enough, because whatever it is, it'll have to be 10 times that, probably 100, because I'm not doing this for money. So if you want me to shut down, you got to pay me a hell of a lot. I'm doing this to get information out there because I want to help people. I want to help people perceive things from a different perspective that might or might not be advantageous to look at things from that perspective, or give you information that'll allow you to reevaluate your current perspective and maybe come up with a better for you outcome of your perspective because of knowledge gain. That's why I'm doing this. You know what we need to call ICE? We need to call ICE NICE, National Immigrations and Customs Enforcement. So that way, every time the Democrats are protesting, they have to say they're protesting nice. I'm sorry, it's just too funny. Instead of, I was at a, whatever, Immigration Customs Enforcement, do National Immigration Customs Enforcement. And then you have so that way, when everyone has signs, get rid of nice, get rid of nice, you can go be mean to them because they're saying get rid of nice. And then you say, oh, it was a misconception. I thought you said you didn't want me to be nice. And then they'll stop their stupid shit, hopefully. And all you got to do is add the end, national, because you have Immigration Customs Enforcement. You just have to have national, boom. No, lice, you can still protest, and it doesn't make the person protesting look like a dick. But hey, how's it going, GJF? Now, just stay level-headed and know that all the shit you're seeing on TV, nothing has changed from 2020. They're all, look over here, look over here, look over here. They're telling you and pointing you to your direction to look at. They did that in 2020. See a pattern? Get over that pattern and you'll make money. From 2020 to 2025, 115 billionaires were made in the United States in the past 5 years. 5 years. 23 a year. 2 a month. Really? We're having economic hard times? Seriously? We're creating 2 billionaires a month for the past 5 years? Yeah, I don't know if we're having an economic hard times or if there's a financial transfer and everyone's looking over here and looking over there. And every month, two more families are becoming billionaires. How's that work if we're all looking over here and looking over there? Oh, it's because we're looking over here and looking over there because the real money is going places like I'm telling you. Invest right now. CLRMF, the mining company in Canada that's going to be mining platinum, has no industrial investments in it at this time. There's a $27 million market cap. It'll only take one industrial investor in that company to skyrocket it. Now is the time for retail to get into smart areas. Where are the smart areas? Well, why is industry out of the newest platinum mine on the planet? Maybe because they're looking for the retail and giving us a shot. Because from my understanding, they're not pressuring the big companies to invest in them. They have 250 million shares. They want us to buy. They want to spread the wealth too. Imagine that someone else has the same mindset of us. They're going to be rich, but they want us to be rich too. And they don't want 2 or 3 companies coming in there and buying it all up. And it just the same is the same is the same is the same. And yet no one's talking about this company. I mean, this company is so freaking awesome, bro. But yeah, there's a couple good stocks out there. Several good crypto, because if they're ISO 222, they're technically not decentralized, they're regulated. So they're actually not crypto, even though they're still on the crypto markets. That's a problem I have with definitions of this new asset class, of this digital currency or digital asset class, is the unwillingness to accept reality of what is. And anytime I see that, it just makes me suspicious. Because I've read the ISO 222. I know what the federal government and 187 nations on the planet have accepted. And I know they will not accept unregulated crypto. ADA is not a crypto. They've got a contract with the government of Ethiopia. XLM, Algo, they've had a contract with the Treasury for fucking 8, 9, 10 years almost. How can you have a government contract with the Treasury Department and still think that they are unregulated? This crypto is decentralized and unregulated. So that's the problem that I have with the crypto market. And that's why I don't go all in on anything, because I've got issues with how everything is, which means it's not worked out yet. And it hasn't worked out yet. And I understand that. It takes a while to incorporate. It took a while for the Venetian bead to be a money system. But it was a money system. I've gone through that explanation before. It's just a repeat of history. We need to advance our technologies and our society. And for that, we need a new style of looking at things. Digital. Okay. Is it going to be this digital forever? No, it never is. The first usually never is. But it's going to be digital. And that's why I'm concerned about the non-explanation of the crypto that's not deregulated and not decentralized, but still considered crypto. It's like an oxymoron. But I have problems with stocks. I've pointed out 2 stocks. Pete has researched them. They're not supposed to be on the stock market, according to the stock market's own rules. So I've got problems with the stock market, just like I do with crypto. It's from my perspective, it's just a sign of a manipulation of sorts. What? Not sure. Not really. Don't really care. I mean, I need to make money and get the fuck out of the system, so I don't care to analyze it too far. But if it doesn't make 100% sense all the time, and it doesn't stick with a certain set of rules, and those rules always change, and definitions and meanings always change, it's suspect. I'm sorry. It's just suspect. Stock market suspect. Did you know that in 1950, the stock market was called the Nifty 50? Because most of America considered it gambling. Now, how did our mentality on the stock market over the past 76 years change from it's gambling to its business? Or is it still gambling and we were just convinced it's business? You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, once they got the hooks in on the money, are they going to change up and make it legit? So if it started out as gambling, it didn't legitimize, it legitimized gambling. That's still not a good thing. But we accept it because we were born into it. It's a long-term thing, and we're supposed to accept it because our school system says, hey, you have a short-term memory, and you don't need to know history, nor do you need to learn how to read or write. So goodbye, have a nice life, Mr. 18-year-old. Here's your college, your high school degree. Go do remedial reading in college. Get up to 10th grade level from college. Anyhow, it's your perception of the way you look at things. And if you look at things more realistically, in my opinion, more realistically, you'll have a better perspective and you'll be able to make better decisions. Whether or not you believe your own research, I've come up with things I'm like, what the fuck? It's still true. Even if I don't believe it, I'm like, wow. Okay. Adjust, adapt, and move on. Invest accordingly based on the information that you get that's factual. And once you start doing enough research, you start finding out, hey, your government actually does the same thing, but in a different manner. They actually control it. And they have to give you the information because they're the government. They don't give it freely and they don't let you know where it's at. But if you find it, well, hey, and it's not that hard. They give out perspectives every 10 years on the direction of the country and where they expect to go. And they went as far as saying that the 2011 recession was going to happen, or 2008 recession was going to happen back in the 90s when they put out their perspective of the future, because they were telling people that by 2010, storage units would be a big thing, one of the biggest things in the market. Amazingly enough, 13 years later, the biggest business in America was storage sheds because everyone was losing their houses. How did the government predict that? Better yet, how did Neil find out about it? He didn't graduate 10th grade, yet he found out that the government told us stuff, and he can prove it by having you research what the government's going to do in the next 10 years, and then waste 10 years of your life waiting and see if it's factual, and then start looking at it for your investments. Or you can believe me, because I've already done this. I've seen it happen 3 times already over 30 years, and I'm hopping on the goat. Let's go. It's my time. I'm not sitting on the sidelines this time. I'm jumping in feet first time. And there's magnificent ways to make money. We're making 2 billionaires a month in this country. There's money to be made. Find out how and make some. The key is finding out how they're making it. How are they making it? Where's the money from? Trump went on national news and said we already had 18.5 trillion coming into the country for new investments. Half the size of our national debt is being thrown at our economy. Our GDP has gone up from 2.8 to fucking 4. Oh my God. People are making money. I did a video a month or so ago, find out, and I did a Google search and showed y'all, what was it? Saudi Arabia is investing $1.5 trillion in America's manufacturing base. 500 billion into the space industry's manufacturing base. How could that much money be spent by a foreign country here in America without us making money off of it too? They say you get into the ground floor, you make more money. You're getting the ground floor yesterday, today, still the ground floor. Follow the money. I mean, we all know this shit. We've heard the sayings. It's just a matter of do it. Follow the money. We're in the space industry. It's $500 billion being spent. $500 billion in infrastructure. Where's it getting spent? Where's $1 trillion of money being spent in what was it that they were spending at $1 trillion? It was in data storage and warehousing or something like that. Construction boom. Can you make money in the construction industry if you start your company now, knowing there's going to be lots of buildings being put up? Do you know there's lots of buildings going to be put up? $1 trillion worth just from Saudi Arabia. There's 18.5 trillion flowing in. A lot of stuff happening. Just ride the wave. Find out what the wave is and ride it. Simple. You know what? I think I put him in his place yesterday when he contradicted himself. That's all I can say. He proved himself a hater just because he can hate. Because anytime you say he kidnapped and then 5 minutes later, well, the charges he brought him up on, what, did he kidnap him and then bring him up on charges to have him thrown in jail? Which one? Is it a kidnapping? Or did he go after him because he was, had a warrant after his arrest? I believe, I'm factual in saying he had an international warrant for his arrest. So within 5 minutes, he went from kidnapping someone to charging them when he arrested them. And it came out of the same person's mouth trying to feed the same bullshit, thinking I was stupid enough to bite. And I don't deal with people like that. I'm just, that's too maniacal a personality type for me. Oh, there was no bet because he wanted to change it up. He couldn't understand English. Couldn't understand the words that came out of my mouth. He couldn't repeat the exact words I said right after I said them. He had to change it up. What the fuck? If I'm going to make a bet with you, I'm going to tell you what the bet is. If you want to come back with me and say it's no, it's something else, fuck it. It's not a bet. I'm going for what I said. If you agree to it, you agree to it. If you can't understand what I say, we're not betting. And he couldn't understand English. I think he's American. I think he understands English, but he couldn't understand the deal. I told him the deal. He said, oh, so what you're saying is, no, I said exactly what I meant. And what you just said was nothing about what I just said. Within 30 seconds, he had already changed everything I said. That's not normal. Mental health check, McFly, hello. I'm giving him a break. I'm not talking to him. He's not. You can't argue with stupid, is the saying. I'm not saying he's stupid. I'm saying that's the saying. To argue with stupid is stupid. So I'm not going to talk to him. I'm not saying he's stupid. But that saying does come to mind. And that's how you intellectually insult someone without actually insulting them. But you have to be able to think about it. You know? Quiet, Silver. We got a lot of cat action going on back here. No, you guys, there we go. Ah, there. Actually, there's no cat action. I've only got 4 of them now. New baby. New baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. There to what? Oh, I'm not clicking on anything. I'm not going to click on anything. Nope, not going to do it. Don't care. I would rather talk about space mining or platinum miners or the mining sector in general. I showed a video of Maria Bartiromo talking with Trump about the miners fixing to break out. And there's going to be a lot of new mines opening up in America. American companies opening up new mines throughout the world. And then I did a video on the Democratic Republic of Congo giving us first rights for mining. 1 + 1 = 2. Do we want to know where to invest to make money in the future? Why, I would think new copper mines, new zinc mines, new aluminum mines, new gold mines that haven't been started yet. Well, that'd be what, ground floor level shit? Democratic Republic of Congo did a video about 3-4 weeks ago showing them signing the contract, giving America exclusive first rights at all of their mineral mining rights, working deals with the Democratic Republic of Congo, so they get a good, fair deal, not like other countries give in Africa. And they signed the contracts already. So now the president goes on, talks with Maria Barcelona, and says, there's going to be a lot of new mines opening up for American companies. So where would you want to invest money now? I think new mining companies, opening up new mines, just as a random thought. Possibility. Come on, guys, put it together. Follow the money. Where's that raised? They don't want him back. No one's even mentioned, and heaven forbid anyone who wants to argue that he wasn't a criminal. He actually stated he was going to invade his neighbor and take their fucking resources. The English government sent 2 warships down there 2 years ago before we ever got involved because he's an international criminal. And Guyana, I think it is, the country just to the east of Venezuela, or Guiana or something like that. It's a small country. I'm not familiar with the name, sorry for the country. But they were put on threat that to be invaded and have their oil stolen from them by Venezuela. So England sent 2 warships. Then 2 years later, America comes in and does something, and we're the bad guys. Only for people that hate America. Unfortunately, Americans seem to hate America. So that or they're just stupid. Nope, not going to happen, dude. Tain't going to happen. He would have to go back to, I don't know, maybe 1st grade and learn the basics of speak. And learn how, if you're going to tell a lie, stick with it so it seems believable and don't change your mind 5 minutes later to contradict your own words and make it obvious. Maybe debate school. Yeah, that's what it is. But to do that, you got to know proper English. So maybe 1st grade's a good start. I don't know. I don't care. He's successful and happy, and that's all that matters. He doesn't have to be successful and happy at our standards, only his. That's what makes America great. Where you can jump on people's asses is when you go on YouTube and make it public. And then you're opening up the door for everyone to say something. So it's best to shut your channel down if you want to do stuff that most people disagree with. Don't make it public. That's for damn sure. I honestly try to bring 100% truthful, honest, accurate information. Why do I like or dislike? No. But I make money off of things I dislike if they're true. I don't like pork bellies, but in the 80s, they were fucking ranking in the money. I didn't like the theory. I didn't like anything about it, but there was money to be made. A lot of people were making money on it. So, you get in there and you make the money. It's just the system. You either do make the money or you don't make the money. It's a personal choice. Money's to be made in anything if you look at it and see how it works. It's not hard. You just got to put the time in. Do your own research and put the time in. Going back to another video I did where I had Gene Simmons of KISS video saying the same damn thing I said, but he said it in front of Congress. It's the 10,000 hour rule. You can't start off your first day wanting to know something and be an expert. You know how many hours are in a year? You know how many, just working 40 hours a week? Not even close to 10,000. So to be an expert in anything, you got to do it for 10,000 hours or thereabouts. It varies. That's the average person. Some people it's a lot less. Some people it's a lot more. But on average, 10,000 hours of doing anything makes you an expert. I've been doing ironwork for 35 years. Do you think I'm not an expert at ironwork? You think I can't just look at a job without the prints and tell you where every piece goes? Because I can. Because I've got like 15 to 20,000 hours into it. I am the expert of experts just by sheer hours doing it. Thinking about it, strategize. It's just making strategies on how to make shit work that comes wrong from the factory, and you're in the field and you have to make it work. So you're on a time scale and no one gives a fuck. They just want it done. They'll do the RFI, request for information. After the job's done, they'll get it approved. That's a daily occurrence in ironwork. We got to make engineering calls as ironworkers. And then the engineers will come in afterwards, do the RFIs, put their signature to it, and they get the credit for the engineering that the ironworkers do through years of experience, over 10,000 hours. There's a building, there's more than one. There's so many buildings in the city that engineers have nothing to do with building. Their signatures are on all the paperwork, though. Their signatures are on the paperwork because they spend money to go to college to get a degree. So they deserve to have their name on that paperwork, I guess. But now, having said that, Neil's not spending a damn penny to go to college to be a scientist. And within 5 years, I'm going to be a scientist, a known, well-known scientist. Because some people just know how to do things. Yeah, you need not quote too many more of his sayings on public. Anyone else want to come up? Anyone else? Anyone? See, this cats look the same. That one looks the same as this one. And the ones that are jumping at my hands right now, they look the same too. Maybe you guys can see it. Hold on. Come on, do it again. Get that tail. I'm coming for you. You see it? Uh-oh, Big Brother's coming in. That's it. Playtime's over. You got swamped by the Big Brothers. That shit happens all the time. I'll swing my arm and the cat will end up on. I'm like, what the fuck? Definitely entertaining. Lots of different personalities. Actually, that's what the deal, the mining deal that's was done with the Democratic Republic of Congo is basically called America First Mining Deal. The president of the Democratic Republic of Congo was not happy with the deal, but the war got ended and he still has his job and his people aren't dying and blaming him for it. So sometimes you get what you get, sometimes you get what others give you. If you put yourself in a hole, you can't demand too many services on how you get the fuck out of that hole, shall we say. You take what you get and you pay for it. Nation savings, not free. NATO's finding that out. They're already talking NATO's going to go bankrupt. You want to know why? America's pulled out. UN, excuse me. Because we're supposed to have only provided 2 or 3% to NATO. And we've been doing like 6% for 40 years because they haven't put any percentage in. So when we pull out, their greedy politicians take that extra money they allotted to go to NATO that they stuck in their pockets and they keep it going there. And then the money ends up not being in NATO. And they're like, ooh, maybe I ought to give up that Mercedes-Benz. Nah, fuck. And that's what's happening right now, basically. right now is the best time in the world to open a company in America. Because if the president's pushing America first, countries are going to be buying American shit. Make shit in America and you can sell it. You know, what you make is a big determination of how much you can make and how much you can sell. But the premise is there. Find the right thing to sell and you're making money. Kevin the Weed Man. I know a couple of you guys know Kevin the Weed Man. He's another moderator at Ninjas. He's big into the Monarch butterfly. I've been pushing him hard on it too. I support him 100% on it. Just came up with Monarch earrings. The caterpillar. Crazy thought. He'll probably sell 100,000 of them, if not more. It's a brilliant idea. It's like the nail for the Passion of the Christ. Guy made a nail. Homemade nail, sold it for $9.95. Sold 1 million of them in 12 months. He's no longer working, obviously, because after you make $10 million, where the hell do you want to work? It's that simple. You just find the right thing at the right time. Or another oldie but goodie, build it, they will come. If what you have is worthwhile and you make it available, it'll be purchased. People will come for it. However, whatever the premise of the saying, make it happen, it'll happen. Build it, they will come. Same thing. It's old saying, and it's true. You guys play nice. Play nice. So anything else you guys want to talk about on a Saturday night? All the cats are back in the room making noise like these ones right here. Quit it, Beth. I see you. I see you. Hey. This will get them scattered. Told you. Anyhow, who's going to buy some gold tomorrow? I meant Monday. Gold's at 48, platinum's at 22, silver's at 85. No change. Of course, the market's closed, but they should change with the Shanghai market. Quiet. See, he's got that freaking Siamese meow. He's the only one who's got meow. It's not meow. Meow. It's annoying as fuck, dude. It really is. No. I mean, let me rephrase that, Ellie. They'll go up and they'll go down. The general census that I have is they'll go sideways for a little while, a month or two, 3. I mean, this bull run is supposed to last till 2030. So unless we go through, as most of you who watch Good Morning Stackers, he does this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the charts. Number 4 on the charts is down, and he anticipated it, just like I did, of it being in the 8-ish range. It's not going to go back up for stage 5 that fast. or else the bull run of precious metals is going to end by the end of this year. And that's at beginning of 2027, 3 years short of where everyone expects it to go. So it's going to have to stretch out. In my personal opinion, it's going to have to stretch out in the 80-ish range, just bouncing around a little bit, create, because if it's a new bottom, it can't be a new bottom just by a touch and then go. When you're past your normal chart levels, which we are way past the old all-time high, so there is no bottom. For past, if you look at monthly charts for past 3 months, it's been nothing but up. There is no bottom been established. So to establish bottom, you gotta go sideways for a little while and establish the bottom, reconsolidate, and then. So it's possible. It could be $200 middle of summer. It could be possible it's only $90 to $100 come summer. A lot of it depends on geopolitics. I mean, if Mexico decides to open up their silver mines, well, we're not going to have a shortage anymore. So what do you think is going to happen to the price? You know, if China decides to start selling, well, there's not going to be a shortage anymore because the shortage is manufactured. So there's a lot of issues with predicting the price because it's based off of a Chinese Communist Party and a socialist drug cartel run Mexico. And then the paper market here in America. I mean, 1, 2, 3 trifecta. Which way is it going to go? Hell if I know. I mean, logically, it should go, you know, in one way, but when's logic applied with silver? What I would do is if you buy at 20 and 30 and it gets up close to 100 or 80, get your money back out at least. So that way, if things happen and it goes up or down, you'll feel bad that you got your money back. Oh my gosh, your feelings will be hurt. You could have made so much more money. Blah, 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 blah. Take your fucking profit and run. Pull your, if you've invested $100 and it goes up to $500, pull your initial $100 out. Because then if it goes down, you got your $100 back. If it goes down, you're an idiot for not fucking following it closer to get your money out before it went down. You want to blame someone else. That's not a good fucking attitude to have. You got to, if you have an investment, you got to stick it on top of the information on that investment. Investing is not blind. You got to keep up with it. Just like I've been keeping up with my silver investment. I sold several ounces at 110 4 days ago, 5 days ago. Now it's 85. I could take those 5 ounces and buy it back and get 6 ounces in 5 days. That's not staying on top of your investment. I actually needed that money for other shit, so I'm not doing that. But I could have. You know. And I tell people these options that I don't take because I needed the fiat to cover shit. Hey! So I sold it pretty much at an all-time high for me because I was getting it at 25, 27. Fuck, 110? Shit, yeah, I'm selling. I need that money for paying bills, to eat, to put cat food, all kinds of shit. You know, I haven't, my union's been sucking the past 5 years for work. I mean, the economy's been great with building the past 5 years. Didn't you know that? They all said it. Yeah, right. It will be now that we got $18.5 trillion flowing in for manufacturing. Yeah, ironwork's going to be kicking ass here shortly, just not now. But you got to pull your initial investment back out. And then if you lose your ass, it's only your feelings get hurt because your finances shouldn't be hurt. Because if you pull your initial investment out, it's profit margin. If you lose it all, it shouldn't affect your personal finances unless you sold in your mind and spent that money anticipating it to go up. And then it goes down and you already spent that money, in which case you have a mental problem in thinking of how to run your financing and your strategies in dealing with taking profit and loss. Because that's a way to go to financial hell, thinking like that. And a lot of people think like that. Oh, I'm going to keep it all until it gets to 5,000. Okay, well, you're going to be dead. Or it'll go to 5,000 the day before you die, and you'll spend 80 years not enjoying your money because you wanted to sell it high. Why are you stacking? How old are you? If you're 50 or older, come on, guys, man, what are we sacking for? You got 10,000 ounces and you're going to wait, what? You're going to be dead in 30 years. What are you waiting for? You know, can leave it to kids? Okay, leave it to kids. Sell 10,000, sell 1,000 of those ounces at 110 and leave them 9,000, pay your house off, go on a vacation and enjoy life. What's wrong with that? You know, it's all perspective. Take your profit, not take your profit, get your initial investment back and then reinvest your initial investment. And if you reinvest your initial investment and it goes up and you can pull your profit margin, now you're running two categories that are pure profit margin off your initial investment, and you pulled your initial investment back. So why would you cry if you lose anything? Because it should not affect your economy, because it's profit, and profit is not guaranteed until you sell. So it's not even profit. But if you pull your initial investment out, it's not your money either, because you got your money out. So anything that happens with it on a mental level is no big deal. And if you don't want to keep on top of your investment at that point in time, it's no big deal. You got your initial investment back out. I don't need to stay on top of my investment anymore. If it goes up, it goes down, whatever. Or you can stay on top of your investment and pull more profit when it goes up even higher. So that way now you're pulling profit off of your investment and you still are working off the profit, and you take that more profit and invest it in another asset class that makes you even more profit. That's how you become a millionaire in this investment field. There's lots of ways to become a millionaire. You can invent someone. I had a friend back in the 80s, came up with the first pneumatic underground pipe puller. Pneumatic, to where you didn't have to tear up the roads and sidewalks and you just run the pipes underground with this pneumatic puller. He sold his company. It was the first one ever back in like 1985, 6, 7, somewhere around there. It's been a while. For like $3.5 million. A lot of money back then. He was a smart businessman too, because after he sold it to a large corporation, and they hired him for like 1 year as a consultant at good pay, like $200,000-300,000 that year. But they didn't have a stipulation. They did have a stipulation in the contract that he wouldn't work for anyone else or help anyone else start that company, because he came up with the technologies and put it together to make that equipment that we now use everywhere. But what they didn't have is, they didn't say his wife couldn't open up a company. So after he signed the contract and he got his couple, $3.5 million, whatever it was, his wife the next day filed paperwork to open up the same company, same type of company, in a different name. And that company instantly got a hold of her and gave her $500,000 not to open up the company, and signed paperwork saying you won't open up a company. And she made $500,000 extra. Now, back then, that was a lot of money. Now it's not, because it's like 40 years later. 40 years ago, $500,000 was a shitload of money. You're 62? 79? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm dyslexic. That's 26, my bad. I thought you were 79, 79, or 99, 99, 79. I think she's 99. Numbers don't lie. It says it in her name, at 99979. So she's 99, calling herself 79. See, I'm Niels Han Dynasty, calling myself Niels Han Dynasty. See how I'm fucking with you, 79? No, she's lying. She's probably 30s. I don't know. Never met her. Pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Dance, 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 dance. Is that the kind of keep it up you want? Never married, no stragglers. Because just like with investments and me telling people 3.5 years ago to buy silver and platinum because I saw this coming early, I always pull out early, so I have no kids. It's a joke. When do I turn 80? God willing, I live that long. 70, 60, 70, 80, 70. 2048, 2050, I'll be 82. Well, the month I was born in, that's why they call it your birth date, dummy. That's answering your question and not giving you the answer you wanted. What month was I born in? The month I was born in. That's what month. What are you doing, Tiger? So what else? Anything you guys want to talk about? You want to talk about SMRs? Oh, 79. Oh, 79 will be 80. Well, she's 79 now, so next year. But she was 79 last year, too. Women lie about their age, dude. She's probably 81. She was 79 several years ago. How long 79 been 79? I'll tell you how long it's been going to be until she's 80. That one's for you, 79. Now that it's federally not a felony anymore, just a misdemeanor. Not that law enforcement's been up to date on the newest laws. So I'm sure there's probably about 50% of the cops, at least, that are unaware of that law change. It takes a while for bureaucracy to flow down to the bottom. Quite well, actually. But out here in California, it was already legal, so now I can fly with it and land in any city or any state as long as it's legal in that in particular state. And I had already done that because Nevada, it's illegal. Weed was illegal in Nevada. Now it's no longer illegal. State-wise, it's illegal, but not in Las Vegas. So I was able to take a plane from San Francisco to Las Vegas airport, National Airport, and I had weed on me, and they didn't do anything. But had I landed in like Reno, it was illegal in Reno and in the state of Nevada, but the city of Las Vegas made it legal because they wanted more people to come and it to be legal for them to bring their weed with them. So they passed the law to do that. Really? Was it the one with the hard hat or the cowboy hat and the 2 6-shooters? Wanted Dead or Alive right outside Jesse James and those other gangsters? The Blue Legs, I think the Kentucky Blue Legs were they called? The Rough Riders and the Blue Legs, the Southerners and the Northerners after the war. There was basically 2 gangs, Southern gang of like the Rough Riders or something like that. No, I'm not sure. But the Northern gang, I think, was the Blue Legs that chased down. Jesse James was part of the outlaw Confederates that's still running Confederate shit after the Confederate Civil War. Cool. Was I number 1 most wanted? Because I like being number 1. You know, if you're going to do it right. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be wanted. Make it count, baby. You know? Hey, posted in chat. And David, like a second or third cousin back in the 80s, 70s or 80s, I think it was 80s, in like Ohio or something like that. Uh, started building a nuclear reactor in his backyard from kitchen equipment. Feds came in, stopped him, obviously, and decontaminated everything. But he was intelligent enough to do it because he didn't go to jail. So, yeah. And then if you look at other members in my extended family of the Hans, there's a lot of geniuses. Not geniuses, but in what they do in life, they were good at it, real good at it. My brother's a dumbass, but he was a Green Beret for 18 years, and he was like one of the best. As far as anything else, yeah, he's a dumbass. He's got the mentality. He's not fully developmentally. So once he got out of the army, he's like the regular people like that have no direction because they were the best of the best of the best, sir. And no one wants them because their thinking's not right because they were the best of the best of the best, sir, at the wrong time in history. But he was still the best of the best of the best in his field. And a lot of my cousins, it's just like the gift of insanity runs in our family. People say it's intelligence. We're touched. We're touched. I tell you, them their boys are touched. Yeah, it's just random live stream because I wasn't doing anything and it's Saturday night and I knew there'd be a bunch of people out there not doing a whole bunch of shit on a Saturday night. Although I noticed that, and obviously Ellie came over after Michael and Nancy's show, but I noticed their show was on. But he does a show every night, so I don't care if I overlap on times every now and then with his show. T-Bird does it, other people do it. But I usually go to Michael and Nancy's. Some good conversation. Nice people. What up, Dixie? Come here. Come here. Jeez, my girl. Jeez, my girl. Yeah. See, Dixie has a heart on her too. I'm not going to see her. The black and white one. This one, you can put it under the chair. I have a black and white kitty cat. I've got a lot of kitty cats that have quotes on them. Which one is I got an outside kitty cat, Tammy Two Toes. She's got a heart on her face, on her nose and her chin. It's not a black and white. It's more tabby. She's white and spot tabby, but her nose, she's got a heart like a tabby heart on her face. It's cute as hell. And she's got white paws, 2 of them. That's why I call her Tammy Two Toes. She's got 2 white toes. People do their own thing. There she goes. She was in the background. There she is. Right there, that second spot. If you look at her from above, not the first spot from her neck, but the second spot, or the second spot from her tail. If you look at her from above, it's a heart. That's half the heart. So, what else do we want to talk about? What else do we want to talk about? I think everyone should open up a company. Get yourself 1099 doing something. You write off a percentage of your mortgage for your house. You write off this percentage of your fucking utilities. You can really increase your earning power through tax deductions you can gain from being a 1099. And a part-time 1099 is perfect because you can write the rent off full-time because it's like an office. 40%, 50, well, probably now 60% of the buildings in San Francisco, the high rises that I've built over the past 30 years are empty. I guarantee you those guys are taking tax losses on every fucking one of them, like not having them rented out. There's actually, if you have a 10-unit house and you can only rent 6 of those units in that apartment complex, you can write those other 4 units off as a loss of revenue, covering your positive revenue gain from that loss. So you can have a 10 housing unit house and have only 6 of those units filled and still make good money, because the 4 that are not filled, not only is there not no wear and tear going on them, but you can write that whole rent off as a loss. So as long as you're bringing in the income to cover the mortgage, it's all profit margin. And then when taxes come in, you get most of that tax back because of the way the tax laws work. Same principle applies with when you 1099 and work for someone from your house part-time, and you can write off a bedroom. You write off 25% of the value of that house on rent to your own company. So you wake up, if you want to do the thing that you contracted to do on 1099 that day, you go into that room, you do your thing. You can write off the quarter of your electricity, quarter of your rent, and other things. It's dependent on states when it comes to states, but federally you can do that. But federal laws or IRS laws change a lot, so double check on that. But they always change in favor of business. You guys be nice and quit talking about Nickel. He's not here. But there's lots of ways you can make money off of not making money on a 1099. I mean, if you only make like $5,000 on a 1099 and you can show that you rented out part of your house for that money, you didn't make any income, so you pay no tax. And you still write off the part of your house, so you also get to save on tax there. And you made $5,000. The benefit is like triple fold if you play the system right. And that's what a lot of people don't do. And that's what I would encourage. And I'm starting a business where I will be looking for 1099 employees, and I will show you exactly what needs to be done. It'll be real easy. You'll make some money. It'll be part-time, and you'll have those tax write-offs, and you'll make money. And just like what Ninja's doing, I'll kind of try and walk you through it as much as I can, not being an expert at anything, but still making it work. I will give my prospectus and then suggest you get actual help and see if I was right. But you'll have a better understanding when you get professional help with your taxes, and you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, okay. And you'll be more familiarized with it and won't be as lost when you talk to your CPA. But anyhow, that's what you need to be doing. I don't need to tell you anything. That's what I suggest people do to increase your monthly financial account by hiding your money earned through tax advantages that you can get if you just file the right paperwork. People who have sick parents and bring them home, they hospice them. They get a little certificate for a 6-week class to become a caretaker, and then they get paid by the state and the federal government to move your parent back into your house and take care of them 24/7. So you actually get paid to do what your grandparents did to their grandparents for free if you do the paperwork. And you get the tax write-offs as well. So there's a lot out there people don't take advantage of because they don't know about it, or they don't realize that after you get rid of the bullshit paperwork out of the way, wow, man, you really can increase your spending amount. I guess it'd be your earning amount, because you wouldn't be spending as much on the feds and state taxes, and you'd be getting lots of write-offs, and a lot of the money you make off of whatever it is you're 1099 for would be basically tax-free because the write-offs that you get if you don't make too much money. Now, if you make too much money, that's never a bad thing. Pay the fucking tax. If you don't like how much you're paying, make more money. So that way you pay more tax, but at the end you get the amount that you thought you wanted the first time you got taxed, and you should be happy. And if not, make more money until you got so much goddamn money you don't know what to do with. Then you'd be like, well, I got 10 billion. I guess they took 3 billion in tax, but I still have 10, so I'll quit here. 79, you are getting paid to watch me. If you only could accept the knowledge that I'm giving you, you would be so ingratiated with that knowledge, and you would actually be able to increase your livelihood. And that is payment more than money can ever pay you. accept it. See how strategic I am? I should be a politician. Maybe I should run for president. Hold on. Done that. So do I, as you being an employee, I need more from you as well, 79. So we're both one team on that end. See how I threw the ball back in her court? Look at the psychological showdown. What about that? Yes, 79. Listen to Zardos. Just submit. Submit or go around, because I'm an immovable force. Hey, why are you guys fighting? What's up with that shit? Yeah, and there's a lot of crypto shit that I want to get done too after we get some money going. Because once I get that property, I'm gonna want fucking a security system, and I'm gonna have to freaking have it created. And in having to create it, we'll have a business out of it. But there's lots of things I want to happen with camera systems and interoperability and all that other shit with a freaking security system that is now technology capable. So I'm gonna have a lot of streams of income. Early retirement being one of them. Stock MJ, not MJMA, CLRMF. That'll be a source of income in 2 years. And then I got all the other stuff we got going on. It'll all be, we'll be making a lot of money. We're gonna make a lot of money. We're gonna make a lot of money. Whatever form of money that is, I don't give a shit if it's fiat, if it's digital, if it's gold and silver, if it's seashells, whatever the currency is at the time, because it'll change again in about 50 years or 100 years, so it doesn't really fucking matter what it is. I accept that it'll change because in my lifetime, coming up is the second time in my lifetime America will have changed its money. We didn't die the first time. I'm pretty sure we're not going to die this time. And I guarantee it's going to change another time. That's one thing that's certain. So if you understand that, you can actually navigate economics a lot safer with a more clearer vision, knowing that anytime it's like the stick and carrot. When we come to the new money system, the carrot's going to be there. That's the first thing we're going to get. It's the carrot. It's going to be worth it, short term, to get into this new money system. And then just like the fiat dollar system, it was good to get into it, whatever. Now it's not. That's the carrot stick over a 50 or 55-year time frame. It was great at first, and now it sucks ass. That's a repeat of what's going to happen. I've seen it play out in Venezuela 25 years ago, actually. No one paid attention to it, but when that Guave or whoever the fuck that guy's name is, when he took over, yeah, you got to do your history on that. You'll see you'll be like, wow. And now they're going after all those people for all that shit they did, all the money they got because of what they said, and all that, whatever. Yeah, you got to look into it. Now you're insulting Goldberg. I'm gonna have to fucking take that statement out. Sorry, girl. I like the rest of Goldberg. Don't want his name associated with anybody that will ruin my like of the wrestler Goldberg. He was a badass turn of the millennium. That was the time to watch wrestling. That was the Attitude Era. That was a good time to watch it. John Cena was coming out. All of those guys. Randy Orton. Fucking Cody Rhodes. Undertaker. Anyhow, that was when wrestling was fun. It's not really cool anymore. And actually, you can catch a lot of cues what's going to happen politically if you watched wrestling at one point in history. I watched it, and I caught a lot of cues up of what was happening in America off of history. And then they had the Battle of the Billionaires where Trump and McMahon went at it, and I was like, oh, that's why there's a similarity, because McMahon writes his storylines off of what his storylines, and he's hanging out with Trump, and why wouldn't he get his storylines off of what's really happening just for a personal inside joke, billionaire to billionaire? So yeah, and if you go back and watch the 2010 WWF, WWE, you'll see a lot of tells for what was happening politically, or what was going to happen politically. Same with Stargate Atlantis, I think it is. What, Pumpkin? What? You come up here and say hello to these people. You just don't say hello to me. You come up here. Randy Savage, you got that right. Snap into a Slim Jim. No, you got to come up here. You come up here. No. You come up here. Come here. Come here. Come here. No, you come here. Wow, she's arguing with me. I got to go feed her. Hold on a second. Okay, you win. Little meow head. Let's go. Come on. Come on. It's going to be hard to break her of that habit after she gets 100%, because I'm not going to treat her like that. Dixie Chicks, what's up with you? Because I got too many to give them all special treatment. Except for you, Dixie. You just come take it. Meow. No, this is the same cigarette I've lit 5 times. I haven't smoked 5 cigarettes. I take like 2 hits and put it out. It's reduced my amount of smoking actually doing it that way. I now can have a pack of cigarettes last 2.5 days instead of 1. Anyhow, anything else you guys want to talk about? Mention in chat since no one wants to come up. We've been going for 3 hours and 20 minutes. Had an average of 7 to 10 people in here, so it's apparently interesting conversation. But yeah, I would strongly suggest you guys actually look at what our government's doing, because they give that information out. You just got to find out. And one place to check would be the OCC. I'll even put this down here. That agency, Office of Control of Currency, says it all. Or Office of the Control of something like that. They tell you what currency is. Now it's our problem to understand the definition of currency and money and real money and lawful money and legal money and all these other things that people are throwing at you. It's all bullshit. Go to the OCC. That's how our government's going to see it. And that's where you're going to make your money. Everyone else might make money with their suggestions and their feelings and their thoughts and their this and their that and that, blah, 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 blah. The $100 trillion nation that supersedes everybody's fucking feelings, they do the OCC. There you go. You're going to be rich. What's DTCC? Oh, ZBEC. I don't want to. I asked. Ditch trucks, communist control. Get out of here. Come on, get in here, girl. $50. I know DTCC doesn't stand for Google. Are you happy now? One way you can tell if cats are healthy is they'll groom themselves a lot. It's the first sign that before anything goes wrong that you would actually want to take a cat to a vet for. The first sign is they quit grooming themselves as often. Those eyeballs for Carlos. Yeah, I don't want to watch someone else's video on my live stream, but I'll check it out later, Gerald. Does it have anything to do with that? Was that July 4th gold treasury bond or something like that? To try and get us back on the gold standard. There you go, people, for a Depository Trust Clearinghouse. That's the website you want to go to, I guess. Again, I don't have any money, so I can show you all kinds of fucking websites for all kinds of great deals, and all I'll do is piss myself off because I can't afford a fucking one of them. But hey, I can show them all day long and then ask you why you're not rich. Well, I don't have the money to start being rich. I got to earn it. Sorry, still at that level. So I don't like, yeah, I'll buy a nuclear fusion reactor, Right on. I'm glad they're moving trillions of RWA for us. I don't even know what RWA is. I do know that we're making 2 billionaires a month, and there's a lot of money moving around. So there's, I guess, a couple thousand of those websites because there's a shitload of trillions of dollars being funneled into America right now, like 18.5. No, well, the OCC runs the currency. See, this is where people get fucked up with vocabulary. I said currency. I didn't say money. I didn't say gold. I didn't say legal tender. I didn't say lawful tender. All different words. As a matter of fact, I already made this explanation. All words that YouTubers throw at you to confuse you on what the fuck is really going on. And we all buy into it. Well, it's lawful, but it's not legal. And well, that's cool. But what's the government accept? As far as currency, what I was talking about, OCC. They're the ones who told me about the ISO 222. I'm glad this other one is real world assets, and that's not what I was talking about. But yes, I understand what you're saying, and I hope everyone goes to that website for whatever reason they want to go to that website for. Quiet! Well, I asked you to be more specific, Gerald, and I had to pull a tooth out of you to get the information. And my personality is once I have to start pulling teeth, I don't give a fuck about the information. I asked earlier before you started being cryptic and only giving depository trust, cleaning house, moving trillions. That tells me nothing. I asked a question and I didn't get a fucking answer, so I'm not interested. I'm sorry. That's how I work. And I work like I always have. I ask a question. I don't want to bullshit. I just had this with Nickel last night. I asked a question. I don't want fucking bullshit. Give me a goddamn answer. It's not that hard. I do it. I give everyone that courtesy. So, yeah, knowledge is power. And you know what else is slow? Typing or putting your cursor up there and pushing that button to come on the live stream to where you can talk and avoid all this. And you can do stuff like this. If you don't want to be seen, you can do stuff like this. You go to visual effects and you put in whatever the fuck you want. And boom, there you go. You don't have to be seen, and you can still talk and be more articulate. Questions. That's how I do it. And then I'll let you see me. I'll take that off. You know, it's real easy to keep yourself incognito online. If you don't want to do that, if I ask a question, just give me a damn answer. Does anyone have anything you want to talk about? As if not, it's been 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and end this live stream and let you guys have a good weekend, and hopefully you have a great Sunday and the rest of Saturday night, which probably it's over for most of you, unless you're in California and you got to have 25 minutes left if you're in Mountain Time. And it's going to be tomorrow. So anyone on Central and Eastern Time, it's already tomorrow. So it's early. There's only 7 people here, but I'm going to go ahead and end this. I appreciate each and every one of you coming in here. I hope you got a little bit out of this. And if not, at least I hope you had fun, I guess. Anyhow, you guys have a great one. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.